storm. I still remember dancing, but you would always dance 2 steps ahead. They always mention falling. I didn't know I'd fall right through your hands. Whoa, I guess I found a reason. Guess I found a reason. Whoa, I guess I found a reason. Guess I found a reason. I guess I found a reason. Guess I found a reason. Whoa, I guess I found a reason. Guess I found a reason. Spending all this paper on student loans. Pull up in the Civic, my daddy owns. Mama's yelling at me to get a job. Don't you know that I'm the boss? Sipping on a shot of that tequila, 'cause I know that I'm only getting one. Everybody's stressing over money. What should I do? I've got none. Maybe I'm broke, not broken hearted. Still live at home, but I'm working on it. I'll make that dough, but it won't make me. Right now I'm broke, but it won't break me. Maybe I'm broke, I'm broke, I'm broke, I'm broke, but it won't break me. I'm broke, I'm broke, I'm broke, but it won't break me. Falling on a budget, don't mean to brag. Only wear designer from the clearance rack. I stay motivated, entrepreneur, window shopping connoisseur. Life is good, I'm always on vacation. Right off back, relaxing in the sun. Everybody's stressing over money. What should I do? I've got none. Maybe I'm broke, not broken hearted. Still live at home, but I'm working on it. I'll make that dough, but it won't make me. Right now I'm broke, but it won't break me. Maybe I'm broke, I'm broke, I'm broke, I'm broke, but it won't break me. I'm broke, I'm broke, I'm broke, but it won't break me. One day I'll get paid more than attention. See the world and have a little fun. You still won't find me stressing over money. I didn't care when I had none. Maybe I'm broke, not broken hearted. Still live at home, but I'm working on it. I'll make that dough, but it won't make me. Right now I'm broke, but it won't break me. Maybe I'm broke, not broken hearted. Still live at home, but I'm working on it. I'll make that dough, but it won't break me. Right now I'm broke, but it won't break me. Maybe I'm broke, I'm broke, I'm broke, I'm broke, but it won't break me. I'm broke.
That work? I'm okay. Yo. All right. Let me get this thing going here. Perfect. Okay. This thing, it works with this. All right. Let's go ahead and get going here for today. Go to this. Bam. All right. Hello, 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 everybody. All right. Oh, that's thanks, Aiken. Hello, everybody. Thank you very much for coming on out here today. Yes, we are here on Twitch. Thank you, Tristan, for following the channel there. You'll get push notifications about when I come online. All right, so that'll be very helpful for you to keep track and just in case. All right. Thank you so much, all of you, for coming out here to the very first day of class. You guys are awesome. You guys see me on this screen here. So let me change the screen to something better. Yes, I'm still really super new at things. So sorry, I kind of not great at things. Thank you. Thank you, Demar. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for coming on here to the stream here once again today. So, thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for coming out here to Math 102 here for today. We're here for statistics, okay? Do you remember me from Callum Stream? I think so. Yeah, I think you were on actually, was it you and oh man, I'm forgetting the name off the top of my head. You trying to get me to donate. I appreciate that though. I hope you're doing well, my friend. Jen, I hope you're doing well. Thank you, Kristen. Thank you for following. You'll get push notifications about when the stream goes online, which is of course at this time at 11 o'clock. We're gonna go ahead and get started here. Hey, Rat K, thank you very much. Appreciate you very much. All right, so let's go ahead and get going here for today. All right, let's do this. Okay, let's get started today. All right, welcome back to the very first day of the semester. All right, welcome back, everybody. It is the very first day of the semester. It has been very, very busy. As you can probably tell here, we're on Twitch. All right, I'm not a big Zoom guy, but I am a big Twitch guy. I feel that this is a little bit better of a medium. You guys can answer questions a little more anonymously. You don't have to have a camera staring at you the whole time. It's just kind of like my way of doing things, but it's a little bit more accessible. You can chat there in the chat box, all right? But I want to welcome everybody. Welcome back to the very first day of the semester here. Thank you so very much. Today, for the next hour, pretty much today we're going to go over a lot of what the class is going to be about. Hello, Dark Legend. Thank you very much. How you doing? I want to talk. We're going to go ahead and talk about the class here for today. We're going to go over the syllabus, and we're going to go over a lot of the little tidbits here that's going to take up the class and what's to be expected here for the rest of the semester. Okay, so a lot of the things, if you have a lot of questions, hey, I'm going to ask quite often, and a lot of times I'm going to ask, hey, do you have any questions? You can say no, you can say yes. Yusuf, great to see you. Thank you very much. Bernie, good afternoon. Um, uh, so if you guys have any questions, feel free. If you guys have any questions, feel free to go ahead and ask. All right. If I usually ask like in the middle lectures, do you have any questions? You can say no, and then I'll move on. If you say, yeah, I got a question, I highly encourage you to go ahead and just ask me questions. But in the meantime, nonetheless, let's go ahead and take a look here at the syllabus and let's get things going. All right. So the syllabus here, first and foremost, let me go ahead and bring this up here. The syllabus can be found on the D2L page. So let me go ahead and put up my main screen here. All right. This is for college level. This is a college level class there, Shen. All right. All right. Now, this is our D2L page. All right, so our D2L page, again, as you see, you saw the welcome announcement. I sent out the email to all of you. All right, so all of you had a chance to go ahead and take a look at that. We'll be talking, of course, more in detail regarding that here. A lot of these bullet points, if you haven't done so already, like registering for my math lab and whatnot, all those are put on there. Again, if you want to find the syllabus and want to download it or print it out, whatever you may feel like, you go ahead and click on content here, and then with this And then right on the left-hand side here, you can see Maths 102 syllabus. And then there you can see the syllabus that you can view online, or you can download and print out, or whatever you want to do. It's all there waiting for you. Now we're going to go over the syllabus here carefully, so that way at least we have the understanding about what the class is about. So let's go ahead and get going. All right, bring up the syllabus here. There we are. Whoop. All right. Okay. All right. So uh, obviously we're meeting online here. So let's go ahead and talk about this here. We're meeting from 11 o'clock to 12:15. Okay, we're meeting every Monday and Wednesday. Obviously, we didn't meet on Monday due to Martin Luther King holiday, but yeah, we'll be meeting every Monday and Wednesday here at the same exact time. Um, my office is online, obviously here on Twitch. Um, Again, feel free to email me. This is my email at amalik@elgin.edu. If you feel like, if you need to contact me via email, that's the most preferable contact. But if emergencies happen for whatever reason, and I understand, life happens. Life can happen. Things can happen. Crazy things can happen. Totally understandable, 100%. Please give me a contact on my phone number. This is directly to my text on my cell phone. So should crazy things happen for whatever reason, hey, feel free to contact me in case if emergencies happen. I'd be more than happy to willing to hear you out. I totally understand. But probably the easiest way to contact me is via email. I check that every day, and I'll be happy to contact back to you as soon as possible. There's again the discussion board here, which I'll talk about a little bit later here on D2L, is another way to go ahead and contact me as well, and then I will respond within 24 hours once I get ahead and take a look at that. All right. Now, let's talk about some of the particulars here in the course, all right? So, let's take a look here at the book. All right, so first I'm going to bring up the book here on my little camera. So the book kind of looks like this on kind of the soft cover, hard cover, whatever you want to call it. All right, now, am I going to encourage you to get the physical copy of the textbook? So that's a common question that I get quite often, and the answer is no. I am not going to encourage you to get the physical copy of the textbook. I would prefer that you save money. And the way we're going to save money is if you buy my Math Lab, you will get a copy of the electronic textbook. So a lot of people that I know opt for that particular purpose because the bundle from the bookstore typically costs quite a bit more with the book and the access code. If you want a physical copy of the textbook, feel free to go ahead and get it because, again, you feel more comfortable with the physical book in hand. I totally understand that. I'm going to leave that at your option. So I'm not going to force it down your throat. It is what it is. But again, at the end of the day, you can choose to get that, or again, you'll get the electronic copy from just purchasing the access code from my Math Lab, which we'll also discuss and expand upon here in a little bit. All right, so that's the book there. You are required to have a TI 8384 for this course. Okay, so if you don't have a graphing calculator, it's going to be a pretty rough time here for this course because that's the only way you're going to get a lot of these questions in statistics correct is with the graphing calculator. Now, fortunately for everybody here, while I don't have a license yet, which I'll purchase a little later, I do have an interactive calculator here that you would see if you were in my classroom in a physical sense. So we do have the we do have the TI 8384. So if you're not sure about button presses and whatnot, hey, here you go. Guess what? We're going to have button presses. We're going to have answers. We're going to have stats. We're going to do those sort of things here. So I do have that ready and waiting for you, but you'll need an 83 or 84 to follow along, as that's the only one that I use for this course. All right, now I know some people have an Inspire, possibly. I'm not sure how to use an Inspire particularly, but you'll have to figure out the button presses behind that. Also, one other thing here. Could you use an online graphing calculator? Yeah, there's no links allowed, but I'm assuming you meant Wabbit Emu. I think you meant Wabbit Emu, right? I think you meant like that, Cool Dad. So like if it's like WebEmu or like an online graphing calculator that can emulate an 83, 84, I don't particularly mind at all. That's perfectly fine. All right. I'm just saying, hey, if it follows the same kind of suit that you see here on the screen, perfect. All right. I don't mind which calculator that you use at the end of the day, as long as you get the same answers that I do. That's all cool. Yeah, look, I'm not kind of forcing you down that path. I'm just saying, hey, this is what I'm going to lecture over, and then this is how I'm going to emulate that, emulate how to get, that particular answer. All right, that's basically what it's going to come down to. Thanks, Jorge, for the follow. Um, so, I mean, at the end of the day, that's how it's going to generally be. So, um, yeah, I don't know what else to say, really. Not much to say in that regard. Anybody else have any other questions before I move forward? Sorry about that. Okay. Now, one other thing here that I do want to talk about in regards to the calculator is specifically is I know some of you may have an older style calculator. So what I mean by that is my calculator is really, really old. I mean really super old. I mean, we're talking way over 10 years old. It's very, very old. So here's my calculator. It's not the newest version, obviously, of the TA384. So it's got kind of the old school settings that kind of look like it. So it's not going to necessarily reflect what is appearing on the screen here using this calculator. So, but I will be pointing out the differences between, say, the old school software and the new school software. There are some subtle differences that I'll certainly point out that are going to be very important for you to know. So I do want to point that out, especially with formatting and whatnot. It's on the old school calculators. It's not going to tell you what each part means necessarily. So I'm going to go over that in more detail once we arrive at that point. Okay, so but I do want to point out that that will be lectured on, so that way everybody who uses an 8384, regardless how old the software is, will be taken care of at the end of the day. Most people have the newer software with the newer 83 and 84s, but I understand some people get secondhand calculators and whatnot, so that's perfectly fine. I totally understand that. All right. Now let's go back to the syllabus here. Okay. All right. All right, so there's the course outline. We'll be talking about a lot of different things here through the course of the semester. Now let's talk about the homework here. Let's talk about the homework and the tests and whatnot and see how this goes. Okay, so homework. Homework will be posted on my math lab. As I said, I'll be talking about that here momentarily. Each section of homework is worth 5 points. Okay, so each section is worth 5 points. All right, be due the day of the corresponding test. So meaning to say, if our first test is over chapters 1, 2, and 3, okay, then that means the chapters 1, 2, and 3 homework are due on that day of the test. Now, as for the exams, I'll be letting you know ahead of time, maybe about a week ahead of time, about when the exam will be posted. I'll be giving you, of course, not that one day to finish the exam. You'll have a little bit of time to finish the exam. Once we get to that time talking about exams, I'll be giving you more details about what the settings are for the exam and whatnot. In terms of time, I'm going to give you guys plenty of time of which to finish, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem whatsoever. It should work with you guys with pretty relative ease, in all honesty. In any case, now one thing to understand is that not every homework assignment has the same amount of questions. One homework assignment could have uh, 10 questions, and one homework assignment could have 20 questions. Because of that fact, and because each assignment is worth 5 points, I'm going to basically assign a 5 point for each section. So essentially, if you do 50% of an assignment correct, I'm going to give you exactly 2.5 points. So what you see is what you get. Okay, so meaning to say you put in exactly the same amount of points, and that's exactly the amount of points you get out. All right, it's that simple. So I'll give you the exact decimal amount of points. So it's not going to be like a 0 or 5 sort of thing. It's going to be, hey, what you put in is what you get out, and we call it a day. There you go. All right, very, very simple, very, very straightforward. And as for the final exam here will be worth 200 points, giving us a total of 690 points. Okay, so 690 points, there you go. All right, it's a very simple scale. All right, easy peasy. All right, midterm date here is going to be the 20th of March, and the last day to withdraw is going to be the 4th of April. All right, so online class. Well, how does the online class work? Again, we're going to be meeting here on Twitch from 11 to 12:15. All right, again, you could follow the stream here and ask questions through chat at any time. That's absolutely true. All right. Now, the way replays are going to work here. How will exams be taken through my math lab? Wonderful question, Kristen. The answer is yes. Okay. All exams will be taken through my math lab. All right. I don't plan on doing anything different here. They'll just cover the certain chapters that I want to cover, and of course, the final exam will be cumulative for all the chapters. Now, once we get closer to the exams, I will be talking about time limits and number of attempts and things like that. Once we get closer to that exam time, as I probably do have to decide that closer to when that time actually comes. I always kind of change my mind about 2 or 3 times, but yes. To answer your question there, Kristen, yes, absolutely all the exams will be taken through my math lab. Um, and again, I want to give you one of my goals is like to give you plenty of time at which to work through those exams, and not feel like the exams have to be very overwhelming or you're kind of under pressure. So this is a place of learning. This is not a place of just destroying your brain with math, because math is kind of a pain. So all right, so um, we're gonna try our best through that. Absolutely, 100%. Uh, of course. Please ask. Hey, anybody can ask any questions at any time. I'll be happy to answer anything. I'll be happy to answer anything you guys throw my way. Just as long as I can help, as much as I possibly can. Now, kind of back to what I was gonna say here. Let's talk about replays. Now, for some reason, if you can't show up to the live stream for whatever reason, you could come. You can watch a replay here of the stream. All right, and there'll be a replay of the stream right here on Twitch. So right after this stream ends, okay, right after this stream ends is when a replay of the stream will go up on my Twitch channel. Okay, so they'll be underneath videos on my Twitch channel. All right, Megan, thank you. Um, it'll be right here on this Twitch channel. So right after the stream ends, it'll be posted. It'll be up for 21 days, I believe 14 to 21 days, once the replay is posted here on Twitch. Now, for archiving purposes, I do have a YouTube channel, and so I archive because it's only limited here on Twitch. It's like 14 to 21 days, but then maybe later on the semester is like, oh, I want to go back and rewatch or relearn such and such topic or whatever. Then you could go back and rewatch such and such topic on my YouTube channel. So I archive all the VODs and I put it on my YouTube channel so you can watch it over there. All right, but the restriction is from Twitch. It's a Twitch restriction that I can only post the VODs 24 hours after the live stream has ended. So I wait one full day and then I go ahead and upload it to YouTube. So if you want to watch it right away, right after class is over, or again, you have to miss class for whatever reason, there you go. All right, if you do, if you want to watch it on YouTube because that's what you prefer, then I can show you the YouTube page here. Go ahead and go to YouTube here very quickly. So if you look underneath Professor Chibs, here you go. And then you can click on Professor Chibs, and there you see all my uploads and videos, and I have playlists and stuff. I'll be making new playlists, of course, for this semester. All right, so that way you can follow along. It's really not too hard. All right, simple, simple. All right, I love wrestling. Anyway, but there you go. It's very straightforward, easy peasy. Hey, Lewis, I'm doing well, my friend. I hope you're doing well. Okay. So you'll be able to see that without too much trouble. All right, now, one of the things I want to talk about regarding live streams. Okay. Now technically for attendance, I don't force anybody to attend the live streams. Okay, everybody's got things going on in their life. Obviously, with coronavirus and the pandemic still going on, I know maybe a lot of people have a lot of different responsibilities and whatnot. So, I need to get my tissues. Bad. All right. Ugh. It's too cold in my apartment. All right. Yeah. All right. What a first day. All right. Okay. Go. Tissues. All right. So, in any case, uh, yeah, you don't have to show up to my live streams if you don't want to, but I'm going to go ahead and say this. Even if you're not required, because again, I understand life's happening around you and stuff like that, attending live streams is fairly helpful. Everybody who attended my live streams for my previous classes last semester passed the course. So they had a pretty comfortable time passing the course. It's probably in your best interest to go ahead and attend the live streams because you'll have a higher likelihood of passing the courses. All right. So uh, it's definitely worth it. And again, you can ask me questions directly on my live streams as opposed to maybe emailing me or through and do discussion because it's maybe not at that moment in time, for example. Now you could still of course ask me questions outside of class. I'm not discouraging that whatsoever. That's not the point. The point is that you attend the live streams, you can go ahead and you can attend live streams and then you can go ahead and do ask questions right away. So that's perfectly fine. Now let's talk about behavioral expectations. Um, Let's put a simple yes or no here. Yes or no? Do you? Yes. So let's put a simple yes or no in the chat. Yes or no? Do you consider yourself an adult? Yes or no? Simple. Let's type yes or no in the chat. There you go. It's a very simple question. Let's do this. See a lot of suspensey. I would say you say no. Well, then I would send you to your room, but considering we're sitting online, you're probably already in your room. So, point is moot. But stay there anyway. All right. Now, from what I see here, everybody considers themselves an adult. And that is exactly how I'm going to view you. All of you are adults, okay? And because all of you are adults specifically, I'm going to treat you like an adult. Everybody here is equal, okay? That's the way I conduct my class. But as an adult as well, since everybody's equal, you are responsible for yourself at the end of the day. I can't make you want to help yourself. Again, what's my goal here at the end of the class? My goal at the end of the class is to make you know more than what you walked in with. All right, so if you walk out more knowing just a little bit more than what you walked in with, then I know I've done my job. That's all I actually aim for at every class. I know some of this stuff here, and I could totally agree with you. I know some of this stuff here may not be useful to you in your daily life. I hope it's going to be useful to you in some form or fashion. And we'll see exactly where some realistic expectations where this is actually applicable to you. But maybe it's not totally applicable to you in your daily life on an everyday basis. I get it. But again, having that little bit of extra knowledge, again, just certainly can help you in some form or fashion somewhere down the line. Right? It makes you a better person. It makes you a better person. If you learn something about yourself during this class, whether it be math related or not math related, I'm going to be really happy with that. Okay, that's my goal here. All of you are an adult though, and so at the end of the day, you're going to have to want to help yourself in order to be that better person. And so it's like saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. It's the same thing with education. It's like, hey, I want to teach you, and I'm the facilitator of information. I want to show you what this information is all about. But you're going to want to have to help yourself in order to pass, in order to get moving forward. I want you to be the best successful person ever. Okay, I want you to be in a better position than I ever will be in. If you get to that point, then I'll have done my secondary task, which is put you in a better spot than where I'm currently sitting at, and I'm perfectly fine with that. That's perfectly okay, right? There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. So having to understand that, you say, hey, you know what, Ali, I need some help. Okay, you say, hey, Professor Chibbs, I need help. I'm like, okay, hey, you say, you reach out your hand, can you help me? I'm like, yeah, of course I can help you. Okay, that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to help you be a better person, but you're going to want to have that for yourself. And so as long as we understand we're both adults here in this situation, we're both equals in this situation, let's help each other to try to get to that point. Okay, that's incredibly, incredibly important. All right, that's the most important thing to me when it comes down to it at the end of the day. So will I be streaming D&D after class? Um, I mean, I have my D&D stuff here. I have my monster manual next to me. I mean, it's kind of true. I did have a nice fight yesterday in D&D. um, all right, but that's really my big goal here. My big goal here is essentially getting you to a place where you're going to be comfortable with material that's generally very tough, like in mathematics, and then hopefully helping yourself to be even a better person at the end of the day. That's, again, to me, that is the big goal here at the end of the day. And you trust me, that I have the respect that I have for you guys is going to be immense. I will give you the same amount of respect that you deserve, and I just hope that I receive the same amount back. And I'm pretty sure that we're going to have some fun in and along the way for the next 16 weeks of this course. All right, that I can guarantee you. Hey, Connor, I'm doing very well. Thank you so much for asking. I appreciate that. All right. All right, academic integrity. Let's see. What was that again? Oh yeah, don't cheat. Let's move on. Not much to say. Uh, okay. All right. So let's take a look here at the class tentative schedule. All right. As you can see here, this is the tentative schedule here. These are all the tests, chapters, and the tests here. So you can see here, the first test will be over chapters 1, 2, and 3. All right. Then it'll be chapter 5, 6, and 7. And then 8, 9, 10, and 4 will be the last exam there for the class. And then we'll have the final exam and final exam review. All right. So this is a tentative schedule, obviously. Excuse me. That'll be basically based on how fast the pace of the course is going to be. We don't know that just yet, but there is plenty of time where we can go slow, and there's going to be some times where we go fast. It just depends. Some sections in the textbook are relatively light in material, so we may go faster. Do that. What day of the week are the tests and homework due? Again, there's no set date for the homework, or there's no set date for the test as of just yet. Day of the week, typically, probably the day of the week the tests are going to be due is probably going to be on a Friday. So that way it's like due at Friday at midnight or 11:59 p.m. and then you'll have the rest of the weekend to do whatever. So homework will be due exactly the same time as the corresponding test. So it'll be due like that Friday at 11:59 or something to that effect. So of course, though, Cool Dad, just to answer your question a little bit further, I will give you a fair warning here. There will be plenty of time for you to finish that test. Okay, so for example, I may open up the test on a Monday, but it's due on Friday. Okay, and then you have all that time of which to finish the test. All right, so it's not going to be like, oh, you're just going to open it up for a day and then that's it. Like, no, no, obviously we're online, so I totally understand, where a lot of people are coming from. And again, people have work schedules and other things that they may need to do. We'll see how that works out. I'm just throwing out Friday as an example. That may not be the case. It may be on Sunday or something like that. Whatever the case may be. We'll see when we get to the first test, technically, and then we'll make an idea. But probably, at the end of the week would make the most amount of sense, so everybody can work within their schedules. So yeah, it's totally understandable how that's going to work out. Does anybody have any other questions before I move forward? You feel free to ask me questions, guys. So, um, fishing. Thanks for the follow. There's no midterm for the class, cool dad. So there's no midterm at all. All right. I don't do midterms. I just do exams based on material straight up. All right. So there's no like, hey, you got to do a midterm and stuff. Like, no, forget it. It follows exactly what you see, or what you see is what you get. I'm trying to be like, seriously, I'm going to be as super transparent as possible because you have an expectation to see exactly what's going to be seeing here coming up on screen and whatnot. So that's what's going to happen right here. As you can see, there's no midterm. There's just the exams, the homework, and the final. That's it. There's no no, the midterm there is just a midterm when I have to submit grades for halfway through the course. So that's fine. Is there already homework? Yeah, there is going to be a homework that's I'll be posting all the homework. Actually, that's a great question, Dimar. You know what, Dimar? Let me answer that question a little bit. Give me a few minutes here, and I will answer that question because the way I can answer that question is by showing you, actually. So it's a valid question, yes, and I will answer that question absolutely. But give me just a few more minutes here, and then I'll answer that question because when I show you my math lab, you'll see exactly how you can access the homework and what the homework entails, and then the due dates behind those homework assignments for as it stands at this moment. Okay, so just give me a couple more minutes here while I just go through the rest of the syllabus here, and I'll be more than happy to answer that question in fuller detail. Uh, okay. Um, all right, resources. There is online tutoring here through ECC, so feel free to contact online tutoring if you'd like that. Um, disability accommodations. A lot of people. I know some people have sent. They've sent over me in my email disability accommodations of whatever variety. Feel free to bring it my attention here. If it's talking about time for exams, I don't really have a problem about time for exams. That's really not a big issue. I'll be more than happy to work with you about whatever in order to get your disabilities accommodated. I'm super easy to work with, so trust me when I conduct my tests, it tries to be as easy as that. Last semester I was using my math lab for my math class. Do we need to pay again? Now, Jorge, the answer to that question is were you using the same statistics book, Jorge? So, if you're using the same statistics book, you may be able to use the same access code, but if you're not using the same exact textbook, then you'll need to get another access code for another textbook. Okay, so that's generally how it's going to roll. So different textbook always requires a different access code. Okay, if you're in algebra, then yeah, you're gonna need to get a new access code, Jorge. All right. Good. Hopefully you passed there, Connor. All right. Are there any other questions regarding the syllabus? And then I'm going to move on to Dimar's question here regarding homework in my math lab here. So, uh, any other questions regarding the syllabus? Yeah, no problem, Jorge. Here to help, my friend. All right. Remember, if I ask you have any questions, just type no in the chat if you have no questions, so you can just tell me to move on. If you do have a question, go ahead and type that out now. So it's going to be one of the things here. Oh, dear. Please feel better, Connor, okay? I don't wish that on anybody. And that really sucks. Feel better, buddy. Feel better. Yeah, you might as gonna have to be inside for another 2-3 weeks. No? No questions? Okay. Alright. Perfect. Alright. Well, let's continue moving forward here. Alright. Okay, let's continue moving forward here. We've got a few more things of which to look at. Alright, first of all, let's talk about my math lab. Alright. Now, this handout here can be found on D2L. So I'll just point that out here once again. 2L. Oh, there we are. And so this can be found underneath my math lab information. All right. And this can be found on my math lab info math 102. All right. So you can go ahead and look that up here on the Word document. All right. And again, you'll find out all the registration information. If you've registered from a math lab before, things that I'm going to say is not going to be very, is going to be pretty much one and the same. All right, it's not going to be crazy. But again, you need the course ID number here. Well, I just hope you feel better, Connor. Nobody wants Corona. That's not fun. But you can talk to me if you need to in the meantime. Um, all right, so you'll need the course ID number here, which is Malik 44555. And what you'll see here on the screen is once you sign up, I'm gonna get into my math lab here. Just a second. All right. Now, one of the things that I do want to discuss here really quick is, yeah, rest well, Connor. We'll talk to you soon. Um, One of the things that we'll talk about here regarding my math lab is if you haven't signed up for my math lab, please go ahead and do so. You get one shot though for your username. All right, so please go ahead and make sure you type in your username correctly. Otherwise, you'll have to misspell your username every time you log in. That's one of the big points of contention. So please be very careful about it. This is the page that you'll come up with. Now, I have multiple math classes because I teach multiple sections, but this is you'll see this Math 102 Spring 2021. That will pop up here. Now, if you one of the things that I do want to discuss here, if you have unpaid temporary access, I believe that only lasts 14 or 17 days, something to that effect. After of which time, any grades that you get with that unpaid temporary access will also be gone unless you get actually buy the access code. Okay, so be sure if you have unpaid temporary access, be sure you will need to purchase the access code within 2 weeks of actually signing up for that. So you can't just keep signing up for temporary access. You get one and done. That's it. So again, that's something to keep in mind there. All right. Now let's go ahead and click on this so that way I can answer Dmar's question here. Oh, I did this last time. Oh, yes. Yes, I know I have ad blockers on. Thank you. All right. What happens when you have ad blockers? All right. Anyway. Okay. So this is the page that you're going to come up with. All right. And we're going to talk about this here very carefully. All right. So first and foremost here, we're going to take a look here at the e-text. So this is the e-text that you see here. Make sure you have pop-ups on, by the way. You do want pop-ups on for all this stuff. View the e-text for the course. So we're going to click on the e-text here. It goes bad one time and then I have to refresh, but you'll get lucky today. I having issues last time. Oh, I got lucky today. All right. Okay, so this is the exact textbook that we're going to have here for the course. Okay, so if we go to say I go to page 5. Okay, I can go over to page 5, and then I can look up stuff for whatever. If I wanted to go to actual 10. Okay, so you can scroll around, you can do whatever. Again, you can go to page 10, you can look at the actual exercises and whatnot and all this stuff. So a lot of the examples here, excuse me, a lot of the examples here I am going to be doing from the textbook because a lot of the problems that we will be doing are going to be word problems. So they're going to be like story-based problems. And we're going to need like, for example, we're going to need specifically the data sets for the problems. So getting some of them from the textbook will be fine. I'll be making up some of them as I go along as well. So you'll see how that works. Alex Ford, how you doing, brother? I hope you do, brother. I hope you're doing very well. All right, my friend. All right. So we'll be using this here for a lot of the things here for examples and whatnot. But again, there'll be some examples I'll be making up on my own. That way we can see different looks of the same problem, and going over them. The views are today. Oh, good. Glad you're doing well, man. All right. So, give me the news. All right. Let's see. Trying to think what else. All right. Go back here for just a moment. All right. Oops. Sorry. Actually. Oh, there we go. I want to get back to that. Okay. Yes. All right. Next, I want to talk about. I want to go over homework. Okay. Now, this was the question that Dmar had asked me earlier. So, let's take a look at homework here. Now, homework here. Um, these are all the sections here for the homework assignments. So all of them are already ready to go. Really, all of them are pretty much ready to go. Viewers are good. But these are my students, so they're not so much viewers as they are my students. They're all good people. Um, Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do one thing here. So that I'm going to actually show you how I actually do this. Again, as I mentioned, full transparency. I'm all about that. So all about that life. So they're not open just yet. I haven't opened up all the assignments, but as I say that, I will open up these assignments right now. So check that really fast. I'll just get that backwards in my head. Yeah, all right. I actually got it right. Okay, so now, as you can see here on the screen, I'll go back to my main menu and go back to homework. All right. Official Pee-wee, thank you for the follow. All right, as you can see here, all the homework assignments are now open. All right, so now I've opened up every assignment. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and click on the assignment here. I'll click on section 1.1, for example. As you can see, there's some certain amount of questions. All right, so I'm just going to click on, let's say I click on question 10, whatever. It doesn't really matter. All right, so a question comes up. Okay, now let me go ahead and go into a little bit more detail here in regards to homework here. Now, for homework assignments, not exams or the final, but for homework assignments, you get unlimited attempts. Thank you, Lewis. I hope things are well for you, and yeah, stay safe, stay well, and stay sane. All right, I'll talk to you later, buddy. Um, so for homework assignments, you get what I call unlimited attempts. Okay, you get unlimited attempts per homework question. All right. Now, what does that mean here in a My Math Lab sense? In a My Math Lab sense, basically, you answer the question. Let's say you answer it here. Okay. Let's say I answer it wrong. Okay. Even on a multiple choice or whatever, you may need to go for multiple choice. I believe it's 2 tries. On regular numerical problems, it's going to be 3 tries. But let's say I answered it again. I answered the same wrong answer here. Now it's going to give you the correct answer here, but it's going to say similar question. Okay. And you can click on similar question, only it's going to just change that problem here and just give you another maybe it'll give you say new numbers or a new example as you can see here, and you may need to try it again. Okay, and that's the way unlimited tries technically works here in my math lab. All right. So you don't get, it's not like, oh, you're shut out of a problem because you got it wrong 3 times. No. Remember what homework is there for. Homework is there to practice and get to know how things work. All right. So that's why I kind of give unlimited tries per problem, the quote unquote unlimited tries per problem here. All right. So just to let you know about how that's going to work specifically, there you go. You got it. And it isn't, hopefully, that's not too hard. It's pretty straightforward. Now, one other thing here that I do need to discuss really quick. Let me second. One of the things I do want to discuss here, because this is another question I get often, so I'm just going to want to point that out here. They usually give on the very front here, like what your overall percentage is going to be. However, my math lab is really strange about how it presents as your overall results. So I do want to clarify that here really quickly. Now, the way overall results work is that your overall percentage. So let's say I did the first section, okay? I got 100% on that first assignment. All right. Now, what it's going to show you on the screen is that it'll show you your overall percentage for your homework is 100%. The problem is that it only counts the sections that you actually have started. So if I did 100% of the first section, but I didn't start any of the other sections, it'll show you 100%, but that's not your real grade because you didn't start any of the sections, and those should be counted as a 0. So my math lab's really weird about that. So if you want the real percentage of your homework grade about what you're getting to that point, then you may want to go ahead and go down you may want to go ahead and open up and save each one here. Don't forget to save, everybody. Saving on my math lab, very important, so it locks in your scores and stuff like that. So again, if you open up every assignment, and then you can get an actual look of your actual percentage there for overall for the homework. So my math lab's really weird about that. I don't know why, but that's just how it is. And I want to bring that to your attention here so that way you guys are aware to say, hey, what's that? How do you save? Let's go back to the homework there. So I can, let's say I click back on the question here. So if you see there, there's a button on the top right hand corner here. Oh, you know what? I'm covering it up with my face. All right, so but as you can see on the top right hand corner, you see the word save. You can click on that, and then it'll save your results, and there you go. All right, so that's how you save there, Megan. You could go ahead. It's very, very simple, and then you can go back to the problem that you were doing before. No problem. All right, so uh, just want to point that out there. Yeah, of course. Anytime, anytime. All right. Yeah, I guess before we move forward here, are there any questions about my math lab? Are there any questions about my math lab? Again, if you have no questions about my math lab, type no in the chat. If you do have questions, go ahead and type those out. You have? Go ahead, Jorge. Ask away. I made a discussion post about it. Okay. We're going to get there in just a second. All right. Fair enough. Let me go to that discussion post. If you haven't been on D2L yet, then definitely make a... Your account didn't let you join the class. What do you mean by that, Dimar? I'm a little confused. Like your My Math Lab account? Oh, yeah, good question, Mega Toaster. Yeah, you'll get full credit for it. Absolutely, 100%. Yeah, I'm not gonna be like penalize you. Like, oh, you get half credit for getting it wrong once. No, that's not how it works in this class. You get full credit for it regardless if it's your second attempt or third attempt. 18 weeks. Jorge purchased the 18-week access code. That's just for a semester. It's cheaper. Your account was locked for some reason. For your My Math Lab account, is that correct? Did you? So, question here, Dimar, really quick. Did you purchase an access code? So I just want to know if you purchased an access code or not. Yeah. Okay. So my math lab locked. Okay. So my math lab locked you out, right? I just want to be sure that I get the correct context in. Okay. Okay. So, all right. That's one of the things I. All right. I've heard of that happening before. I can't open up the account because I don't have access to that portion. That's your private information. So if they locked you out for some reason, I don't know why, because obviously, that's kind of their thing there. But you need to contact the Pearson representative or Pearson. You need to contact Pearson customer support. You need to make sure that they open up your account again and have you registered for the class. So I'm not sure why maybe it was an old account and they just locked it out because it was old or something like that. I mean I can't tell you why that happens to be the case. But MathLab said to try again in an hour. Okay. Yeah, try again in an hour. That's fine. Unless you have unless you have pop-ups blocked. In that case, then that's going to be a thing. That's kind of weird. Otherwise, I would contact customer support and be like, "Hey, you know what? It didn't work. Can you just manually put me in?" That would be great, sort of thing, and open up my account. Yeah, that's one of the things that I can check on the roster there, but I can't do anything more than just kind of the common mistakes that I've seen. So that's not on you, buddy. That's for some reason on their end they have an issue. Let's see. Let me go to instead to go to D2L here. Take a look at a question there. Go. All right. So if you've been on D2L, if you've been on D2L here, and we go to discussions, yeah, Dmar, that's not on you, buddy. That is on them for having not the greatest of login systems. But again, you may need to go through customer support if they say if they're trying to pass the buck, just try and force them down their throat. Then it's like, hey, I want to get stuff done right away, and I totally understand that. You want to get in right away, you want to get started, totally cool. Okay. Now, one of the things I want to talk about here is this is the D2L page, as you can see up here. If we go underneath discussions, um, there's some intros here. There's some questions. So let's go to questions here. All right. Yeah. So all the homework assignments were past due. That's true. All right. So if all the homework assignments are past due, I just changed that up, Mike. So since I changed that up there, then all the homework assignments are now open. All right. So they're all open, ready to go. So you should have access to the homework assignments now. As opposed to what they were before. So yeah, so they're all open now. So if you want to, Michael, if you want to go ahead and work ahead, let's say you want to do like the first few sections on your own, please feel free to do so. All right, now that they're all opened up and ready for you to go, okay, now you can go ahead and work ahead. Perfect. Okay, go ahead and work ahead as you see fit. Okay, again, you could pace yourself however you like. Okay, this is one of those courses that is not supposed to stress you out super hard. Okay, because math is already a pain in the butt. So this math is already a pain in the butt. Let's not stress ourselves out more. So having all the assignments open and ready for you, that's perfectly fine. So I left those closed on purpose until the first day of class, and then I went ahead and opened it back up again. So all right. Okay, so we have that. That should be acknowledged. Oh yes, why did I get off that page actually? Back to that. All right, responses. All right, yeah. All right, now there is going to be one assignment here on D2L that I will require you guys to do, and it's a very simple assignment. It really doesn't take too long to do, and that is again doing syllabus and my math lab stuff. So if you go and just acknowledge the syllabus, if you read the syllabus over, acknowledge the syllabus, type in I acknowledge the syllabus, okay, and I read and I understand it, and you sign up for my math lab. All right, go ahead and put that as a submission here in the assignments, and it will count for some free points heading your way. All right, so automatic free points for acknowledging the syllabus and signing up for my math lab. So this is a kind of a required assignment here. Again, you just go to the assignments tab, click on syllabus and my math lab. it'll give you instructions about how to do that, and then you'll submit it, and then that's it. This is the only assignment that will be done through D2L. So honestly speaking, nothing else will be done through D2L except this one little piece of information. All right. Your grades, however, one of the things on D2L, your grades will be posted here on MyMathLab. All right. So there's a big old spreadsheet of things. Okay. Yeah, there's things. Okay, great. All right. So you get the idea. It isn't too hard. Oh no? Wait, what's wrong? There's an error? If you're talking about MyMathLab there, go ahead and open up your pop-ups there. So MyMathLab, either go back and try and relog in. MyMathLab has a few issues with its architecture. So it's just one of those things. Okay. Let's go back and relog in, and maybe it'll work a second time. So that's what I do. When there's an error, I just go back and then I try it again a second time. See if it works again. I keep trying it until it works. So yeah, the architecture for MyMathLab isn't that great. I won't lie. Um. Anyway. Uh. Okay. What's another thing? Yeah. Yeah. All right. Now there is one more thing that we do need to discuss here. In regards to the course, and that is the handouts. All right, so we do have handouts here for the course. So these handouts here are guided notes, and I have all these guided notes here for every section that we're going to be covering here throughout the course of the semester. So you could go ahead and download these, and you could go ahead and print them out if you like, okay, and then write on it if you like. It's totally up to you and how you want to do that, or again, just uh, write out the questions that are already on there. Now, what do one of these handouts look like? Well, let's go ahead and show this off here. So here's the handout here for the first one, like the first, say, 3 sections. Bring this up here. Go. All right. So here's the first handout for the first 3 sections, sections 1-1 to 1-3. All right. And I put a bunch of questions on here because these are the most important questions that I feel are basically touching on all the main points here for these sections. Okay, so I'll be going down the line here and answering some all these questions here. If I do decide to skip a question because I feel it's not relevant, or maybe it's kind of an older question, be like, you know what, I'm going to skip that question, I will totally tell you and let you know. Also, in terms of transparency, any questions that we do not cover, all right, any questions that we do not cover, uh, and any sections we do not cover will not be reflected on the exam in any shape or form. Okay, that's something that's very important to kind of get to know. All right, everything will be just, it'll be exactly like that. All right. It'll be just exactly the material. What you see here is exactly the material that you're going to see for the exams. And nothing's going to change that whatsoever. Okay, so what you see is what you get. All right. I try to keep it as easy as possible to follow along. All right. Now, one of the other things I get, a common question I get is these last 3 questions. We have to turn the questions in after we answer them. Are you talking about these questions here at the bottom? Because if these, let me go ahead and acknowledge these things. It says do problems like 7 to 51 odd and stuff like that. You don't have to do these. These are strictly supplementary problems. These are optional. These are optional problems. Okay. These don't have anything to do with anything, all right? These are just problems in the book that reflect kind of like the homework questions that you see online, all right? So these are strictly supplementary. If you want to do extra practice, you can look in the book and use them for extra practice, but by no means are they required questions, all right? They're just strictly optional at the end of the day. So it's a common question I get quite often when I put those at the bottom is just, no, they're strictly optional. They don't actually have to be turned in whatsoever. Do you have to turn in questions after we answer them? Now, in terms of the homework, once you save your homework assignment, it'll be turned into me automatically. Whatever your progress on that assignment is, will update to that particular score. And then that's pretty much it. You don't have to do much after that. So that'll be pretty nice and handy for you. It's not as much work as you need to put into to like hand it in, like scan it and do this and that and the other thing. I think I only reserve that for maybe one or two classes anyway. But yeah, in this case, it's just pretty much you save the homework assignment there, Megan, on my math lab. Call it a day. There you go. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. All right. So, um, really, I'm trying to make this. What I'm trying to do is, yeah, I just try to make this process as simple as possible, so it's not, like I said, overwhelming on you at the end of the day. So, um, I don't want this to be very hard on you guys, and you don't need to jump through like 5,000 hoops to get stuff done. So, I'm a proponent of not jumping through. I don't think you need to in this case. It's cool. So, all right. So, we'll be going through these questions here. Like I said, we'll be going through these questions here in class. We'll be talking about, the details here. I'll be typing out these answers here. And again, if you have like a notebook ready, or again, if you want to print out these notes here, you can go ahead and print them out and then write in as you see fit. Or again, if you have a separate notebook and you want to write out the notes there, you can go ahead and do that as well. Whatever you feel comfortable with, that's perfectly okay. Um, Are there any other questions in regards to D2L or the handouts or the pacing of the course or anything really? Actually, does anybody have any questions at all? Basically, no. Hopefully that was crystal clear. So the handouts are not homework. They're follow along. Yes, absolutely, Athena. Right, exactly. The handouts are definitely not homework. They're definitely just for you to follow along. There again, the big points of the handouts is exactly makes it significantly easier for you to follow along because then that way you know exactly what I'm going to be talking about at every single juncture. Like I said, transparency. It's simple. You could just type stuff in, Tristan. So like all you need to do is type it in. You don't need to actually upload a file. You just type it and say, "Hey, I acknowledge and I signed up for my math lab," and that's so. What it'll look like if I go to assignments here really quick, this is what I see on my end. So I'll see like I can clearly read and understand the syllabus, or I did both things, or things something like that. Oh, do you have to upload a file? Did I put that in? Oh, well, well, I'm an idiot. I always thought you just had to type stuff in. Did I not get that? Okay, just you know what? You know what, Tristan? Okay, that's on me. Because I thought I put the settings where you just had to type something in, but I didn't. Yeah, that's my fault. Okay, Tristan's like, yeah, teacher's an idiot. Like, yeah, I totally agree. All right. Anyway, okay, yeah, just go ahead and yeah, just upload a screenshot or just type in a Word document and upload that Word document, a simple Word document, Tristan, and just upload the file. You'll be fine. Trust me, I'm not mad because I'm dumb as nails. So I really thought I actually put in just a text box, but I guess I accidentally put it as an upload a file thing. But just type it in like a simple document and save it, and then just upload it. It should take you. It shouldn't take you that much time to do. Sorry about that, buddy. That's on me. Totally on me. I take full responsibility. Just got a screenshot. That's cool. Thank you, Vader. Any other questions? Anybody else got? Feel free to ask me whatever you like. I know we're gonna have a lot of fun this semester, so yeah. I don't know. Some of you, I'm pretty sure. I know that there's a a couple of you in this class that have taken me before, so you kind of know what to expect by this point. This isn't a traditional class. This is not how it's going to go. It always works out this way every semester. I'm out of water. Get my jug of water. Yeah, you did. You take it with Vinny. That's right. It was a yeah, it was the not the 098. It was the 101 class. Yeah. I hope you're doing well, Kristen. You know how crazy that was. Yeah, welcome back to the online version. Even if the venue changes, I haven't changed. Excellent. I may be a box on the screen, but it doesn't mean I'm different than I was last year. I will admit, I do severely miss person to person. I get that. That's so much fun. I love having a ton of fun with you guys. It's super, super exciting. This is good. You take it. You know what? That's perfectly fine, Athena. If you're nervous but excited, good. Good. Now I don't want you to be scared or things like that. Math, let's be honest here. Math is a pain in the ass, okay? It's not fun. All right, it's not fun at first. It can be a pain in the ass, but we take it at a nice, simple approach, and we do it one step at a time. Okay, we're gonna get things done here. Cheska, how would you recommend studying for the exams? As for the exams, they cover exactly the type of questions that you'll see on the homework. So I try and reflect the exams of what you see on the homework. So what I'm going to do here, specifically, Cheska, is for you to help you study for the exams. I'm actually going to be putting up a practice test. So that way you can have multiple tries to do on a practice, and then you'll have the chance to do it on the real test afterwards. And the practice exam is going to reflect the real exam. So that way you'll have a good idea about what you'll need to study, and then that way you can apply that to the exams there. And again, I'll let you know once those exams are ready to go and when they're due. So I'll give you all the information once we get to that point. All right. So certainly you'll know. Yeah, of course. Like I said, transparency is number one. Do the exams have lots of questions, like 100 or something? Well, now that you've told me that, Megan, now I can try and get 100 questions. I mean, I've only done that once, but that was not for this class, and I'll never do it for this class. That was for simpler basic arithmetic. But uh, will it have 100 questions? No. do you, do you want to do 100 questions? Uh, yeah, graphing calculator. Graphing calculator would be good, Kristen. So, uh, so you'll need a TI 8384 for this, okay? Or a emulator. Yeah, that's cool. I'm not. As long as you read the syllabus and did my math lab stuff, Toaster. Yeah, that's all good, buddy. Like I'm not super particular about that. Just as long as you acknowledge it, I'm like, okay, you did it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not. Trust me, I'm not like super harsh when it comes to like I wanted this, I wanted this. Okay, there are gonna be times where I'm gonna be like that, but that's because the process, like for topics, it may require something like that. But yeah, for things like this, it doesn't matter to me. So it's all good. It's super chill. Okay. Trust me when I say this. I try to keep this as easy as possible. I know it's like a lot of material sometimes, but we'll I'll be helping you every step of the way. So super important. Remember, you show up to the live streams, you'll be having a very high likelihood of passing this class. That's the one thing I can guarantee about uh, about that. And people who show up to the live streams had a great chance, had a pretty much passed the class. You show up to the live streams, I will say that. Any other questions you guys have? And see, folks, this is why I do Zoom. This is why I don't do Zoom. This is why I do Twitch. Because this is what I can do. This is a lot easier for me to manage than if I did Zoom. I don't have to put you into 5,000 breakout rooms, tell you to act like corporate people. So I want to go to corporate meetings. There's no one. Let's go to corporate meetings together. Said absolutely. All right, very good. So what we're gonna do here next time is we're gonna go ahead. What we're gonna do here next time is we're gonna go ahead and do chapter 1. All right. So obviously we didn't get a chance to do that today because today was just talking all about the overall syllabus and whatnot. So we're gonna do chapter 1 here today. Not today. Next time. That'll be sections 1 to 1 6. It looks like there's a lot. In all honesty, there isn't a whole ton. There's just a lot of definitions and whatnot that we'll be going over. So it's until we get to chapter 2 is when we actually start using numbers and whatnot. So chapter 1's all about definitions after definition after definition. Once we get through the definitions, it should be pretty relatively straightforward right after that. Now, let's see here. Miss Welch, I hope you're still there. I'm going to elevate you here. Hope you're there. Perfect. I'm going to make you a mod here, Kristen. So there you go. So if you see some, I'll make you a mod there. I just I'll make a student a mod so that way if you monitor anything unwanted, uh, go ahead and ban that person if you feel like it. Not any students, of course, but anybody who speaks bad words, things like that. Things that don't need to be said on a chat. Yes. Obviously, I know everybody's an adult here, so I have those nice expectations. Nice and courteous to all your fellow students. All right. Yeah. Now, one other thing here is that I do have another 102 class right after this. It's a back to back. I know a lot of people have classes after this. Who are online and doing right that Zoom and things like that. So totally understandable here. So probably what'll happen is they'll probably have a stream here that'll be kind of back to back, and then probably the replay will be like the back to back kind of things there. But the first half will be you guys, and then the second half will be them, whatever the case may be. In the meantime, though, let me use my fancy schmancy things, and I can do this here, the fancy schmancy stuff. All right. All right, here we go. All right. So, what I want to do now is I want to thank you all very much for coming out here to the very first stream of the semester. I hope to see you all. I know. Look at that. Thanks. Thanks, Kristen. I do like my gaming. My gaming chair is really good because I'm a super heavy. I'm like my butt's made out of KFC, so that's it's pretty heavy. So it does support my weight rather well. I ain't gonna lie, very super fancy. Uh, so it's like, oh yeah, it's nice and cushy. You can I've had it for a year, for a few years. It's like, you can lean it back too. It's what's nice about a gaming chair is you can lean it back. You can sleep on the chair. Feels nice. In all seriousness, well, my butt. No, my butt is really making case. Anyway, I digress. No, I want to thank you all so very much for coming out here to this first stream again. I wish to hope to see you all for the next stream, which is Monday. Okay, so Monday is the next stream here. Like I said, if you want to start working ahead, you feel free to do so. If there's any issues that you're having with my math lab and whatnot that I hope I can fix, please bring it to my attention. Just email me. Yeah, it's just easier to email me rather than using the discussion board. But if you want to use the discussion board, I do check that. But emailing me, you'll certainly get a faster response because I check that every day. So yeah, feel free to email me, and then I'll be happy to let you know. Again, text me if there's emergency situations or whatnot, or if you just need to sit and chill and talk, whatever. It's all good. All right. So um, that will take care of it for today. Again, you guys are great. All right. I love you guys. You guys make this job super a lot of fun. Let's have fun for the next 16 weeks. Let's go. All right. Let's go. We will see you on Monday. Everyone, have yourself a very wonderful weekend. All right. Stay safe, stay healthy, and the most important thing, everybody, stay sane. Have a wonderful one. Thank you very much, and we will see you then. All right. Take care, everybody. We'll put this back on transition. I'll be right back, and then I'll be back in like 15 minutes or so. All right. If you missed this hour stream, can you come and tune me? Absolutely. That's going to be here in about 13 minutes. All right. Have yourself, Jorge, have yourself a great day, Demar. Yes, you can come back in like 13 minutes. Say, hey, I want to listen to the next class's stream. Absolutely. Please feel free to drop in. That gives you more added flexibility, 100%. So, there's nothing against you there. Trust me on that, my friend. Absolutely. Absolutely 100%. All right. All right, let's do this. I've done this stuffs.
That's when you were so close, wish I could go back, but I can't. So I just stare at my screen, wallpaper, still you and me. It's been 4 months and a week, yeah, I've been counting the days. There's nowhere to hide, no matter how far I drive. If I'm dead or alive, I can't seem to escape. I'm just stuck on you. There ain't nothing I can do. I'm just stuck on you. There ain't nothing I can do. Yeah. I slept with new people, I muted your gram. I focus on friendships cause I hope they would last. I stay home on weekends to process the past. Supposed to be angry, but that's not the vibe. I miss you like crazy, but I know we went right. I try to stay hopeful, but I'm lonely at night. I'm just stuck on you. I'm just stuck on you. Yeah. There ain't nothing I can do. I'm just stuck on you. There ain't nothing I can do. Nothing I can do. Yeah. Just stuck on you.
Can you feel it? The fire in your soul, leaping at the chance for love. Can you feel it? Haunting your senses, letting all your feelings go. But I can feel it bursting through my veins.
You give me good love, you're like a dream come true. They say it won't last, they say you're wild and free. I know you never were a one-man woman, I was hoping you would give it all up for me. I get so confused, I love it when it's only me and you, doing all the things we know we shouldn't do. This is way too good, it can't be true. So tell me what your game is, girl. When you touch me, feel so
Apologies about that. But hey, how you doing? I hope everybody is doing really, really well here today. I hope you're all excited here for another for Math 102. Jerome, hello, hello, hello. No, no, that's cool. That's cool. You've never seen a Twitch stream before, so hello, Dave. Thanks for coming by. Absolutely, you're more than welcome to join this stream. Have a little bit of fun. Absolutely. Naomi, thank you very much. You changed your. Yes, I did change my background. I got new fancy things, Planet. Okay, I got new fancy things compared to last semester. All right. It's a little bit more professional. I mean, okay, the outside portion looks professional, Planet, but the guy on the inside of the box is still not professional whatsoever. Did I watch the inauguration? Yeah, I watched it until the swearing in, and then I had a class before this one. So thank you for the follow, Naomi. Appreciate you. Um, Madison, thank you for the follow. Um, uh, Julia, hey, Julia, how's it going? How is it going? Dave, thanks for the follow. Abby, thank you for the follow. Again, for those of you who are following here, you will get a push notification about when I will be online. All right, I'll be online, of course, at 12:30, so come during this time here. But you'll see a push notification probably at 11 o'clock or at 12:30 about when I'm online, and you can come on and watch the stream. Banana, thank you for the follow. 3W, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you very much. It'd be weird now to see you change. Do you want me to wear a suit and tie, Planet? Is that it? Melissa, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. No, no. Someone who watches a lot of streamers, this will be really interesting to do a class in. Yeah, you know what? I've been doing Twitch streaming for classes for about a little bit part of a semester and a half since the pandemic started. Uh, Hazelnut slash Dulce. Um, I have a lot of fun. I prefer this over Zoom. Because I think Zoom is a little bit more corporate, whereas I think you should be in a much more relaxed atmosphere where you can sit and chill and type stuff out or just listen or whatever. Something to that effect. That's a little bit more preferable to me. So, in relation to that comment, that's why I like this. Alex Airbrazier, good to see you, buddy. How you doing, my friend? How you? What you say? What I say is what you said. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah. Hey, I'm glad you like it. This is me teaching statistics here on Twitch. Yeah, yeah. Look, I don't want to point cameras toward your faces. Okay, as much as I love doing face-to-face classes. Okay, mind you, I love doing face-to-face classes. But if I have a choice between corporate or just chilling here on Twitch and just talking about a subject that's a pain in the butt, hey, I think I'd rather do this. Yeah, look, I'm not in the business of pressuring you, Naomi. I could trust you on class. Are we having class here? Yeah, absolutely. Class is all here on Twitch. 100%. This is nice. Good. I'm glad. That's exactly the point. I want you to have a nice pressure-free time. Just have a nice relaxing time. Still in a nice open environment. So it doesn't have to be like all, you know, um, super constricted and whatnot. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there you go. You see, I learned a little bit. I learned a little bit. Yes. I may upgrade my mic actually. So I mean that's one of the things I'm thinking about is getting one of those Blue Yeti mics to as opposed to this headset mic. So it is a super if you want to learn math in a nice environment, this is definitely a good place to go to. Well, at least I hope so, because I gotta make sure to be consistent for the next 16 weeks. The vibes are immaculate. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I try to keep the vibes as chill as possible. Okay, I go by a very simple mottos in my life there. Um, I go by very simple mottos in my life: the less stress, the less mess. Simple motto, it works. Trust me, I'll make it work. I always do. It gets done. Done is good. Uh, all right. Now, let's go ahead and I've passed the vibe check. I can't argue with that. Now, if I could ever pass my charisma check, when I'm trying to roll out, unfortunately, that doesn't never works out that way. I've never used this before. Well, Nicole, I guarantee you, you just have to sit there. You could just sit there and watch, and then you could type stuff in. Twitch Prime, hey, if you want to Twitch Prime to me, that would be awesome. That would be cool. If you want to sub, you don't have to subscribe. I never force people to subscribe. You can just follow me, and that's perfectly fine. Subscriptions are just like one of those extra things. If you want to go that super extra step and like put $5 toward me, please. But if you paid for this class, I don't want you to give any money toward me because you already paid for this class. There's no reason for me to force you to spend more money on myself. Materials for the class, that's a different story, but yeah, on me, no, please don't. You should do something else with it. So yeah, chat. Sometimes it's just the right group of people there playing it. Sometimes the right group of people. I think we have a really good. I think we have a wonderful group of people here on the stream here today. So I feel that things are gonna get by just fine. Okay, thank you for the follow, Nicole. Um, hey, good evening. How are you? It'd be evening your time. Yeah, that would make sense. um, all right. Let me go ahead and do this intro here. I got to do some introduction here. All right. Okay, let's get started today. Welcome back to the very first day of the semester. All right. We're here in Math 102 for a 12:30 class. Yes, what you say? Thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate you. Um, welcome back to Math 120, 102, I should say. I'm being dumb. All right. Welcome back to Math 102. Today is the very first day of the semester here. For today's class is we're going to be covering, of course, just the syllabus and everything that is entailed here in the class. So for the next hour or so, we'll be talking about everything that'll be entailed here for the class, the nitty-gritty details, talking about how to get along here for the rest of the course. Again, my job here, Kylan, thank you for the follow. My job here is to get you up to speed about what this class is all about, okay, and what the expectations are, how to fulfill those expectations, and of course having a little bit of fun along the way, as you can clearly tell. All right, well, let's make magical transitions. Oh my gosh, oh, magical transitions. All right, so let me go here, bam, yeah, transitions time. There we go. All right, so here I am on the computadora, la computadora. All right, so we're gonna get up the syllabus here. All right, go. All right, let me get the other syllabus. I keep forgetting it's the same syllabus, just with different timings. Whoa, I know. Super fancy stuffs with super fancy people. How can you go wrong with super fanciness? All right. Oh my gosh, this is so fun. All right. Jumpman 3, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you, buddy. All right. Well, oops. It'd be helpful if I didn't move stuff around like my screen. Hey, real streamer being dumb. That's exactly correct. You should have realized this by now. I'm not smart when it comes to like doing things, so sorry about that. All right, there we go. What? Oh, I suppose to lock that. There we go. Real OG, yay! All right, let's do things. Let's do things really good. All right. So here is the syllabus. All right, let's talk about the syllabus here. Let's talk about everything regarding the syllabus. All right. First and foremost here, we're going to meet on Mondays and Wednesdays here from 12:30 to 1:45. Now, we may go a little bit overtime if the material has to go overtime, but typically we won't. We'll go with the hour and 15 minutes. Meeting on Mondays and Wednesdays. All right. So meet from today out to the 19th of May. All right. My email here is at amalik@elgin.edu. So should you need to email me regarding anything, any questions that you may have, feel free to email me. I will answer that as quickly as possible. I check my email every day so I can respond to your emails and whatnot. We also have a discussion board on D2L, which I'll show off here a little bit later about where you can find another avenue where you can ask me questions should you need to. If emergencies come up for whatever reason, okay, things happen, life happens, it happens. You can contact me via the phone number you see here. This is directly linked to my cell phone. You can text me and say, "Hey, this is what's going on in life." You know what? I know there's people are working. With the pandemic, of course, emergencies can happen. Totally understand that. Feel free to contact me via the phone number if you need to. You can text me, and then I'll be happy to respond back if it's a real emergency. Um, Obviously, we'll be discussing things online, all right, through Twitch. So right here in the Twitch channel. So again, the office location here is, well, in my house or slash apartment and on Twitch. All right, but we do have office hours here between 2 and 6. So right after this class is over, if you want to meet for some office hours, you just want to ask questions or whatnot, I can start up the stream again and I can answer your questions and we can go over sample questions and whatnot. You can just tell me after class, say, hey, you know what, I need to talk after class about such and such topic or such and such question. Yeah, feel free to talk about it with me. No problem. All right. It's all good. We got 4 hours of which. So let me. Super dry in my house. So I think I gotta turn the. Yeah. All right. Anyway, um. Oh, yes. Yeah. You kind of have to have the gallons when you're sitting here on stream all day. I'm not a super fancy guy who's got one of those little sippy cup super things. Like, I just have this gallon thing. Look, being a bachelor, you gotta do what you gotta do. Same. All right. Anyway, uh, all right. Let's go over the textbook here. We're already getting crazy territory, and I'm not even 2 minutes in. Stay hydrated. Yeah. So if you see there on the bottom, um, if you see there on the bottom, everybody, you see that little bubble there below the chat box. Those are your channel points. They refresh every hour or so or every few minutes. And if you click on that, there's a hydrate portion there. So you can hydrate me for channel points. You say, hey, I want you to drink some water. Okay, well, you could tell me to drink some water. If you want me to do a posture check because I'm slumping down because I'm lazy, then go ahead. That's fine. No, that's fine. There's no such thing as a dumb question. Just I'm dumb. That's all. Would you be able to stream Twitch on your phone? Absolutely. Yeah, permission from your boss to do homework when I'm working in downtime. So work on. Yeah, absolutely. Twitch has an app, so yeah, don't need like Zoom. Well, Zoom you need like the actual PC, but no, you can. Twitch has an app, and you can download that, and then you can watch my streams. I had a few students who watched my streams through their phone last semester, so absolutely, 100%, Naomi. Feel free. If that works with you, this makes super super easy. Just go through the Google Play Store or the Apple Store, whichever phone you got, and there you go. Should be good to go. Yeah, exactly. Bet indeed. Yeah. All right. So here is the textbook. All right. They're gonna just show this off here. This is textbook. Textbook looks like this. Now this is the soft cover / hard cover of the textbook. Now let me go ahead and answer one question right away. Do you need a copy of the physical textbook? And the answer to that question is no. You do not need a physical copy of the textbook. All right? I would rather have you save money at the day. It's nice to see a textbook with a spine, but you're watching a guy who doesn't have any whatsoever. That was a pretty scary quote, and I'm just gonna run with it, but it's true. All right. Even better because the girl is broke. That's fine. That's exactly what. That's exactly why you do not need to get a textbook. Okay. I don't require a physical copy of the textbook. What we will be required here to get is my math lab, which is where all the online homework is going to be. But the big reason why is because with my math lab, you get a copy of the electronic textbook on my math lab with the access code. So because you get the electronic access, because you get the e-text with that, with the access code, then you get the automatic book with that. So, does my math lab? Yeah, 18 weeks is perfectly fine. That'll cover you for the whole semester. Okay. Yeah, that's perfectly fine, Planet. You're perfectly fine with that. 18 weeks is perfect. Um, now, with that being said, all right. With that being said, um, again, if you want a physical copy of the textbook, it is up to you. It's totally your prerogative. It's your option to go get a physical copy. Because if you like saying, "Hey, I like flipping pages with my hands," and that's fine. Some people are like that. Then yeah, go ahead and do so. But that's your option there. But again, if you want to save money, and go get the access code straight up, and then go ahead and do it. Fine, you're good to go. All right. So you'll get the e-text with that, and you do not need a physical copy of the textbook. I'd rather save you some bucks. There you go. If you have financial aid, you'll have to go through the bookstore to get the access code. Um, uh, to purchase the access code, so you have to purchase the access code. So that is going to cost you money. So the access code is going to cost money, but it's the only part that's going to cost money. So there's going to be two parts there, Naomi. We have the access code, and we're going to have the course ID. The course ID is what links to the course. The access code is basically like your proof of purchase, saying that your proof of purchase saying, "Hey, I'm buying this for 18 weeks, 18-week access." You know what I'm saying? So um, I'll be talking more about that here shortly on the home on D2L. It is on D2L there, Naomi, just to let you know. But let me go ahead and I'll show you this after we talk about the syllabus, so that way you can catch up to speed here. So I will acknowledge that question here, but just give me a few minutes here while I go through the syllabus, and then I'll be more than happy to expand on that question. Um, um, okay. All right. So next, next is about the actual structure of the class. So let's talk about the structure of the class. Homework is posted on my math lab, as we just talked about here. Each section will be worth 5 points and will be due the day of the corresponding test. Meaning to say, if the first test here is over chapters 1, 2, and 3, then whenever that test is due is when the chapters 1, 2, and 3 homework is also due. Same day. Pretty simple. Pretty simple and straightforward. Now, the way it works here for the scaling for my math lab is some questions have 10 questions. A question could have 10 questions, and one section could have 20 questions. Now, due to that fact, I scale each section as a 5-point per section kind of thing. So here's how it works. Let's say you got 50% on the assignment. I will give you 50% of 5 points. I'll give you 2.5 points. So it's not going to be an all or nothing sort of thing. You don't get 0 points. You don't get 5 points. You get whatever you put in is whatever you get out. Exactly. So if you do if you do 70% of the assignment, I give you 70% of 5 points, and then basically that's how I can do it, a 5-point per assignment format for each section. Okay, so you get the fair amount of points for each section. I try and keep it as simple as possible. That way you can see the clear progress that you've made. All right, so um, it's not too hard, and basically 190 points is what it is overall. All right, there are going to be 3 exams in class. Okay, 3 exams in class, so each worth 100 points, so 300 points. And then a final exam here worth 200 points, which is a cumulative final exam. All right, so with a total of 690 points. All right, now as for the exams here, one of the questions is what about exams in terms of when they're going to be? This is a little bit, you'll see this later here in the syllabus, but when the tentative time is going to be. But I usually give a fair bit of warning here in advance in regards to exams. And I also take a look here. I also, again, will give you a few more details as we get closer to this. I have a good idea about what I want to give you in terms of the details, in terms of, say, the number of attempts or time or things like that. Trust me, I give a lot of time for the exams, a lot of time, and especially since it's online, I totally understand that there's a lot of things going on here. Charlie Morley, how are you doing, my friend? Charlie Morley, the man, the myth, the legend. Good to see you, buddy. You just in time for my stream here for my Math 102 class. Say hello, everybody, to Charlie Morley, a legend in England and a professional pro soccer player slash football player. Um, Wonderful man, and keeps his. By the way, everybody, I want you to do one thing. I want you to tell Charlie one thing. Tell him congratulations on keeping his room clean, because that is exactly the man he is. Great job, Charlie. I'm glad you kept your room clean. Good job. Good job, buddy. Keep that room clean. Oh, too easy. All right. uh, it's like day 360, and he's like, and he still keeps that room clean. I don't know how he does it. Like, he must have a duster in the morning. I don't even know how he does it. That's unbelievable. How you doing, Charlie? He's not. He's got one of them Roombas. Truth. All right. Let's move on here. Let's move on. Professional man, Charlie Moore. All right. Everybody is a different breed. Everybody's got a different breed. You know? Everybody loves you, Charlie. You see, you get the love. You get the same love here. You get the same love here as you do over there across the pond. All right. It's all good. You see how easy it is? It's easy, simple. Get to meet some pros. Get to meet, oh my gosh, absolutely bananas. Absolutely bananas. Me and Sir Charles go way back. Yes. All right. Let me keep going here with this structure. All right, so for exams here, I try and keep things. I try and keep things as transparent as possible. I let you know early. I let you know early. Again, give you like a week's worth of warning about when the exam will be due. You'll get plenty of time in which to finish it. We'll talk about the details as we get closer to that time. Now, grading structure-wise, it's A, B, C, D, F. Okay, just as usual. The midterm date here is March the 20th, and the last day to withdraw here is April the 4th. I hope you don't have to withdraw, but I totally understand if you do. If you hate my guts already, well, yeah, sorry about that. I try my best to not make you hate me. You should drink water too. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Every 4th is your B day. There you go. That's where it's at. All right. Respect. How? Out of curiosity, Naomi, how old will you be this year, if I may ask? If you don't have to answer, but if you want to, that's fine. Okay, I'm not going to force you to. You say, hey, I don't want to say, that's cool. I can tell you how old I will be this year. Look, it's okay. It's okay, Naomi. All right, wait. Let's do it this way. All right. Now, some people already know the answer to this question, but how old do you think I am? How old do you think I am? 14. You're such a troll. I don't know, 12. Wait, I'm younger than what the previous two. I did tell you last time, this is true. It's okay if you forgot. It's not a big deal. You go late 20s, early 30s. Okay. That's very complimentary, I must say. So, no, let me go start. Okay, so my real age, you guys won't believe this, but take my real age here. So Naomi says she'll be 24 this year. The age I will be this year is if you flip those two numbers around. So I'll be 42 this year, actually. I will be 42 this year. True. Nah, that's true. I was born in 1979. That part is definitely true. I'll be 42 this year. That's a lot of math. Yeah, I don't know why I have a baby face. I don't know. I still don't understand it. Like if I shave, I look even younger. What's the secret? I don't have a secret. I sincerely, absolutely don't have any secrets whatsoever. Yes, I did see the OJ chase on TV. Yes, I did watch original Michael Jackson videos on MTV when I was 4. Yes, I know what a record player looks like. We had those in our house. My first television was a wooden tabletop TV television. The first thing I ever watched was a Cubs game on WGN. Yes, I watched the original He-Man and Transformers and G.I. Joe. Yeah, you're talking super OG. Back in the 80s. I remember all that stuff. Drop the skincare routine. No, I'm not using a filter, I swear. I swear. You seem like an anime fan too. Seem? Seem is not correct. Am is correct. I am an anime fan. Not as crazy as other people, but I have my fair share of fair share of stuff. I went to Akihabara in Japan and I bought some stuff from there. So, if I were to pick the favorite anime of all time, it's Code Geass by far and away. The most intelligent anime I've ever seen in my life. I would watch that show amazingly. Yeah, that show is amazing. I have at least. That is a bang. Look, Lelouch is a banger. That guy is amazing. Absolutely amazing. And Clamp knows how to draw stuff. They're drawing stuff. So. What did I show you my merch? I can show you one piece of merch that's right by me right now. Because I got it on my desk here. Sorry. So the one thing I have over here is I have a I got a Hatsune Miku figure from Akihabara. This is kind of sitting on my desk here. So yeah, I'm a super nerd. Yeah, it's Hatsune Miku. Woo! Okay, so there you go. There you go. What a first stream already. Look, we're already there. Gotta hand it to Sony and Vocaloid. They really knew how to market her well. All right. Okay, let's I gotta finish this. I promise you, I gotta finish this. All right. Let's do this. For now, trust me, you can afford some. Trust me, Planet. Let me point this out here. The only thing you can afford now, but I guarantee you, the more knowledge that you're going to have, the better person the better person you're going to be. This is Math 102. This is statistics, of all things. I know it doesn't feel like it, but hey. Anyway, let's talk about all the live streams here. Will be streamed here, obviously here on Twitch from 12:30 to 1:45 on Mondays and Wednesdays. Again, you can follow the stream here. You'll get ask questions here through chat at any time. One thing that is for certain is that right after this stream is done, you will have access to the replay of this VOD here right after class. Wish you're on cam now. My room. Hey, don't worry about it. Hey, don't worry about it. It's okay. My room is a shambles right now too. So no worries. We're all in it together. All right, trust me. Um. So once this stream is done, the replay of the VOD will be immediately available here on Twitch, where you can watch underneath the videos tab on my channel. Now, the way it's going to kind of work here, let me go ahead and clarify one thing here. I have another 102 class before this class. So basically, the VOD is going to be, the first half is going to be that first class, and the second half is going to be this class. All right, so if you go, fast forward to the second half of that replay, you'll see our class, and you can watch the replay of that as you wish. Also, it's only going to be here on Twitch, I believe 14 to 21 days, I believe is how long Twitch keeps it here archived until it deletes itself. So what I do is I archive the actual VOD to YouTube. Now, according to the Twitch guidelines, I'm only allowed to do that 24 hours after the initial live stream has ended. So after 24 hours, after wait a day, I will be uploading that VOD over to the YouTube channel where it will be archived forever. All right, so I will go here to YouTube and let me go to my channel here, and here is here's the channel right here. You can go ahead and click on it, and then there you can see all the videos that I've uploaded, and it'll be underneath. I'll make up a new playlist, by the way, so it'll be specific for Math 102 for this semester, and then it'll have a date associated with it and whatnot. And there you go. All right, so there's a VOD associated with it. There you go. It's not too hard. I'm not there to do it for like, comment, and subscribe. I'm doing there just for that purposes. Yeah, things. All right, so okay, and again, if you miss any class for any reason, you can watch the replays. Now, one thing I will say for a fact is that if you come to the live streams, okay, if you come to live streams, you have a much higher chance of success of passing this class. Okay, coming to the live streams, everybody came to the live stream here, passed the class, who came to my live streams last semester. So it's definitely in your best interest to come to the live streams if you can. All right. And then that way you can participate, you can ask questions, and again, most everybody who came to the live stream passed the class. So, please come to the live streams. I highly encourage that. Again, if you can't for whatever reason, then you do have the replays there. But again, I highly encourage you to come to those live streams so that way, you can you can interact and get to know the material there. Yeah, look, uh, it's all about, look, at the end of the day, it's all about you. Okay, so it's not about me, it's about you. But I want to put you in the best position for success here in this class. Okay, 100%. Okay, so let me tell you one thing about myself here is that my goal in this class is that if you walk out of this class knowing a little bit more than what you walked in with, then I have done my job. All right, that's my primary goal. All right. My primary goal is for you to have a little bit more knowledge that you can use, possibly, maybe not on a daily basis, because I understand some math is that you won't be using it every single day, but at least having that knowledge there is going to be very important. Okay. And it can be useful in your professional life in some way, shape, or form. Hey, Devil Moose, how are you, my friend? Um, so that's kind of one of the biggest goals that I have in this class. And again, I know math is a super dry subject. I know math cannot be the funnest thing that you've ever seen in your life. But at the same time, you know what? At the same time, we can have a lot of fun with it. We can at least use it in an actual environment, and we can learn some stuff here along the way. So if you learn something about math, if you learn something about yourself in the next 16 weeks, I know that, and if you've made positive progress for yourself, I know for a fact that I've done my job, and I'll be very happy about that. My secondary goal is to see sometime in the future that you guys are a much bigger success than I will be. If you guys, in some way, shape, or form, are going to be in a much bigger success than me, then that's my secondary goal. And I want to wish all the best of success, and I want to see you guys in a better position than you currently are at. That way you can have fun, you can have a nice time, and you can do what you love at the end of the day. You have a small brain. I disagree. I disagree. I think that people are good at certain things, and they may not be good at others, and it requires more work to get good at other things. Like if I were to tell you, um, okay, if I were to say, well, what's the comparison between me and a person who plays FIFA, on PlayStation or Xbox or whatever. Yeah, I can't play FIFA. I don't even know how to play FIFA. I've never played FIFA, but again, they're much better at it than I am. So the person who would be the small brain would be me because I don't know how to work with it. There's a learning curve to the game, and I have to get to know how to work with it. Um, I always think that there's always going to be one person who's better than you than something else, but that's okay. If you wanna get better at it, then fine. Then you get better at it at your own pace, and you know you can learn off of those people. And the best people to learn off of are the people who want you to surpass them. So because they want you to be like, say, the next generation, to be even better, to be even more robust. And that's the big thing for me. Ray, thank you for the follow. Um, that that's the thing for me that I like the most. Is that's why I want you to be more successful. So, dude, is it right now that maybe I know more math than you? Sure, but maybe sometime in the future, JD, you're gonna be better at math than me, and I'll be perfectly happy with that. That's cool. I'm perfectly cool. Okay, absolutely cool. So, um, it's not an easy climb, but you know what? I am pretty sure that if you really put your mind to it, you could make it there if you want. So don't denigrate yourself, my friend. You're better than you think you are. Um, uh, so yeah, that's as I was saying about attendance here. Again, you don't have to attend the live streams here necessarily, but again, as I said here, you have a much higher chance of success if you come to the live streams. I guarantee it 100%. All right, now let's get a nice I wonder if I should manage a poll. Okay, let's manage a poll here. I didn't do this last time, but let's do it this time here. All right. All right. Quick poll here. Quick poll here at the very top of the chat. All right. Are you an adult? Yes or no? All right. It's a very quick poll. You can see there at the very top of the chat. Go ahead and click on yes or no, and then vote. And then physically yes, mentally no. uh, I could say that. I could say that about everybody, Naomi. At the end of the day, we're all oversized children, and our playground is just bigger and bigger and bigger. All right. Thanks, Devil Moose. Appreciate you. Oh, now Bruce wants me to hydrate. Okay, buddy. There you go. Fair enough. All right. Love you, Bruce. You're a good guy. Good guy. Good guy. Good guy, Bruce. Okay. Uh. All right. So most people say yes. 2 people say no. Well, for those of you who say no, I would tell you to go back to your room. But seeing as we're online, you're already in your rooms, so the point is moot. Just stay in your room. Promise me that. Anyway, point being is all of you consider yourself an adult, okay? And the reason why I asked this question here specifically is because I'm going to treat you like an adult, okay? As far as as far as jokes on you, I'm in my room. Yeah, just telling you to stay there, okay? Stay there, planet. Stay in your room. All right. No, I'm not going to be like no, no thing. I'm not an authoritarian type of guy. Now, uh, one of the things that I do want to talk about here is all of you are adults, and so I'm going to treat you like an adult. And as far as I'm concerned, all of you are equals. Okay, all of you are my equal here. Um, And at the end of the day, I want to help you as much as possible. But the most important part is when you're an adult, you have to take responsibility for yourself. So, in order to be successful here, not in this class, but in any class, you're going to have to want to help yourself. If you're going to want to have to help yourself, okay, that's taking responsibility for yourself. Remember, uh, I can lead a horse to water, I can't make a drink. Meaning to say, you got to want to help yourself. And if you say, hey, Professor Chibbs, I need your help. I need your help. I have this question. I said, perfect. And you reach your hand out, it's like, I need your help. I'm like, perfect. I'll reach out my hand and I'll be more than happy to help you at any moment in time. Okay, meaning you ask questions if you're confused. You ask me questions. I'll be happy to answer them because you're confused. Because at the end of the day, you're an adult. You're taking responsibility for yourself, and you're going to want to have to. You want to help yourself, and that's the most important thing to me, right? Remember, I didn't pay for this course. You did. And if you paid for this course, all right, then at the end of the day, I want you to be able to put that money in a good place and be able to invest in yourself. Okay, and again, that's the most important thing here at the end of the day, that you are a success here at the end of the day because you put effort to better yourself at the end of the day, and I want to be able to help you get there. Okay, so I'll be more than happy to I may be a facilitator of information, but at the end of the day, I want to help you as long as you want to help yourself. And I see you that as far as we're concerned here, the way I do things is that we're not, say, teacher and student. We're just two people in a room where one person has information and one person's trying to learn said information. Okay, we're equals, all right? So I don't feel that I'm above you or below you. Okay, we're on the level. All right. Um okay, so let's take a look here. Here's the tentative outline as you can see here on the syllabus. Um and again, you'll see exactly what sections that they'll cover there. Oh, thank you. Posture check that. Sorry, Ashley. Um So here's our the chapters they'll cover. So the first test will be chapters 1, 2, and 3, and then the second test will be like 5, 6, and 7. Last test will be over chapters 8, 9, 10, and 4. Okay, so those will cover the 3 exams that we have there. All right, perfect. All right. Again, this is tentative, so it may not be exactly on those weeks. It just depends on the pace of the course. Okay, so again, at the end of the day, it's dependent on the pace about how when these things will happen, but they will get done. I do promise that. It's a pretty easy pace for 102. I can guarantee that. Okay. There is online tutoring here at ECC this semester, so you can drop in and you can. They are offering online tutoring since really nobody's allowed on campus for the most part due to the pandemic. So again, you can go online there and book a time if you like to. Or again, feel free to email me questions. I'll be more than happy to answer those back to you, and then you'll get a good idea about what that's to answer any questions you may have. Or again, ask me during office hours. It's always a thing. All right. Disabilities. Now, I've gotten emails regarding disabilities. If you have a disability of any kind, trust me, I am super, super easy to work with regarding disabilities. If you need more time, I'm going to give you more time anyway. If you need a different environment, yeah, I'll do what it takes to help you with with your accommodations and whatnot. So yeah, feel free to just let me know what you need or what'll work if it doesn't work already. So I know most of the time it's usually closer to test time when I get this stuff here going. But yeah, if you need me to do something like, hey, we'll see how things work out. It really shouldn't be too hard to do, in all honesty. It's super super simple. Okay. Really quick here. Are there, okay, so one of the things that I'm going to ask very often here in this class is I'm going to ask very often if you have any questions. Now, typically what I like to do is if you have any questions, you could type out the question or type out no in the chat. So that way that tells me to move forward. So that's typically what I ask quite often. It's not a matter of like, it's just a matter of, hey, I just need to move forward. Okay, you told me no. Let's go ahead and move on. So let me go ahead and ask this right now here. Are there any questions? Does anybody have any questions? And you can type out your question here or, again, type no in the chat. Okay. Yeah, so what you're going to hear me quite often is you're going to hear me quite often actually ask that, and this is just strictly because not because I like saying it a lot, but because I want you to be keep pace with the material and whatnot. So um, I want everybody to be on the same page at the end of the day because I know math can be very burdensome at times. So just try and keep it as simple as possible in that regard. Okay, now let me go ahead and move forward here. All right. All right, next. Okay. Next here, we're going to talk about my math lab. All right, so this is the document here that talks about my math lab. As you can see up here, we have a course ID number here, which is strictly linked to our course here. Now, that is Malik 44555. All right, that is the course ID here. Now, what will you see there on the My Math Lab page? Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the My Math Lab page. So I'm going to go to the courses here first, and then we'll travel back to that. Okay, now when you sign up here, what you're going to see here on the screen is you're going to see this tab here that says Math 102 Spring 2021. Okay, now, so that's what you should see on the screen is you probably see this singular tab unless you're taking multiple math courses. This is the only thing you're going to see on my math lab here. Now, one of the things I do want to discuss here specifically regarding my math lab is the people who got temporary access, that's only going to last like 14 to 17 days. And then any progress that you made there on the assignments and whatnot will be deleted or something like that. Not deleted, but again, it'll be kind of grayed out. So again, you do have to buy access within that time frame there. Again, you can only get one temporary access, and then that's it. So then again, you get the temporary access. That's it. That's all you can do. And yeah, again, make sure to sign up with the access code. Again, make sure to buy an access code if you haven't done so already, and make sure that you get signed up. And if you've signed up here, again, when you sign up, one of the most common things, let me go back to the document here for the ID here, and we'll come back to this in a second. All right. The cost here is not $75. I believe the cost was like 110 or 120 last I looked. But for the 18-week course, it should be significantly cheaper. So that is, that's essentially what it's going to come down to at the end of the day. Is just the cost. But again, you get the e-text to go with that, and you get access to the homework. So again, it's cheaper to buy it online than it is from the bookstore. But if you have financial aid, do buy it from the bookstore so you're fully compensated, so it doesn't come out of your pocket. All right. The bookstore is kind of about the price, because they mark it up by like 20-30%. So it's actually if you buy the access code directly online. There you go. Um, uh, uh, she wants to know if she wants to donate. There is a donation button right below the thing there. So if you take a look there at at the bottom, you'll see a donate button down there. You can click on that donate button if that person wishes to donate. I don't force people to donate because that's at a I don't even fully if that person wants to do that, that's perfect. If that person wants to do that, that's very super kind of them. That is very very super kind of them. I don't know if I would deserve something like that, but yeah, there's a donation button right below the uh, on the Twitch page there. Click on that donate button there. Well, when she donates, I'll thank her in person. If I'll thank her, that's really super kind if you'd like to donate to me. I'm like I don't do this for the donations. I don't do this for the money. I do it for the fun. So if I buy the 18 weeks for your progress, no. Okay, Planet, your progress will not be deleted. It'll just go to it'll just like instead of gray, it'll just be like a link, and then your progress will be saved. So you don't have to worry about that part. It's just what happens when it switches from temporary access to like being expired. So I don't do this for the. I do it for fun. This is super fun. This is super exciting. I love doing. This is what I do. So, if that person would like to thank me by donating, that's super appreciated and super kind. So, Wholesome Chips Part 1. You know how many people I tell that to and people don't believe me? And I'm like, hey, I've done what I've set out to do, and I'm like, everything I'm doing now is like extra gravy. I'm like, dang, this is still so much fun. Even after all these years, it's still so much fun. And the fact that I could share it with you guys and get, basically pass along some knowledge along the way. I mean, that makes it even more fun. So, um I hope I could change a life, my goal was to change one person's life a long time ago. I did that, and that was it. What does CHIPS mean? Oh, that's actually a good question. Yeah, actually, CHIPS is short for something. So prof, of course, I'm a professor. But Chibs is short for something else. So it's my actual handle name. So Chibs is short for Chibi Konbini, actually, in all reality. So Chibi means really small or really tiny, right? And then Konbini stands for convenience store in Japanese. So there you go. If you want a breakdown of how that works, that's how it works. So if I'm online, then yeah, tiny convenience store. I made it up on the fly a long time ago, and it fit so well that I just decided to keep it. It was all by circumstance too. When I used to play a particular MMO. Yo, Goldfish, my dude, are you coming from James's stream? That trip to Japan is paying off. Well, that wasn't so much of a trip as it was living there. Hey, you know what? Hey, I want you to send James Hodges into my stream for a second. I want to say hello to James Hodges. If you want to know a positive person, James M. Hodges, man. Yeah. So I lived there for 4 years. So before I worked here at ECC, I also work at Elgin. I work at Elgin. I work at Harper. Before I worked here, my previous job was to teach English to Japanese people. So I did that for 4 years in Japan. I can still call it a trip until then. Yeah, that's true. My last trip was a few years back, so before the pandemic. So I spoke. To be fair, Naomi, I did speak a little bit of Japanese. You don't need to speak a ton of. My job was mostly, of course, teaching English, so I was speaking English most of the time. But I spoke enough Japanese to get by. So got citizenship, but to me, this is just a trip. Fair enough. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. It's just trip. Did I do? No. I actually got hired. I got hired by an independent company instead. Gaijin, right? Yeah. So it wasn't through the JET program. I actually got through an independent company. That I could tell you, Hazelnut, is a different story for a different time. That would take me a long time to talk about. Just the absolute the circumstances behind all of that is absolutely bananas. But yeah, that oh my gosh, that's a story to tell for another day. If your goal is to be a teacher in the future, I will back you 100%. Okay, 100%. I think if you want to be a teacher and if you think that just and if you have fun doing what you do, that's why I like wanted to teach college because I'm like I can just sit and chill with you guys and I can just I can just shoot the breeze with you guys and be like, hey, let's have some fun, learn some math along the way, and let's make some changes. Let's do it, right? Oh, thanks, JD. Yeah, well, that's that. I'm the kind of teacher you plan to be. I would like you to be the kind of teacher which you yourself can be proud of. Um, Shoot three is a basketball fan too. Since I live in since I'm in the Chicago area, the Bulls are terrible. The Bulls have been bad for so long. I love sports, but the Bulls have been bad for a while. So, but they're still my favorite basketball team, regardless. You gotta be loyal. Even the Bears. I'm a Cubs fan too. I know that doesn't make a lot of Sox fans happy, but I think the Sox are gonna be. Yeah, look, I think people who love baseball, by the way, if you're a Sox fan, if you are a White Sox fan, you have a legitimate shot to win the World Series this year. A legitimate shot. I will definitely say that. The White Sox have a very legit shot at winning the World Series. That team looks incredible. Absolutely incredible. And it'll be actually, even as a Cubs fan, it'll be incredible to watch the White Sox play this year. So for those of you White Sox fans think that there are Cubs fans who absolutely hate the White Sox at every turn, no, I look at it objectively. White Sox fans, you should be really, really excited this year. Absolutely, 100%. They have a stacked lineup. They got Liam Hendricks as their closer now, and I think they're going to go very, very far in that Central Division. I think that nobody can stop them in that division, and they'll make it pretty far in the playoffs to boot. So they're a stacked team. The Cubs are regressing because they spent too much money the past 5 years, so they need to take a few years off until they get back to being financially good. So, uh, okay. Now going back to what we were talking about here, Zach LaVine been hooping. It's true. Need better defense though. All right. So if you talk about my math lab here, now let's talk about how my math lab work. Let's go ahead and click on my math lab here. I'm going to click on the link. So clicking on the link here for my math lab, what you're going to see here is you're going to see on the left-hand side is you're going to see the e-text here. So you can click on e-text, and then you can click on this blue link, say e-text. Now let's hope that this works. This worked last time. Didn't work the time before that, but hopefully this time. Yeah, sometimes my math lab will tell this an error, so you got to do it again. So okay. Anyway, this time it did do it perfect. So this is the electronic textbook here. We could go to page 5. Okay. And there we go. We can see page 5, and then you can read about page 5 and stuff like that. All right. We go to page 11. Okay. You can go and take a look here at problems and whatnot. Now, I'll be doing a lot of examples here through the textbook and using a lot of the data sets here through the text, but I'll also be making up my own examples as well. That'll be similar nature just to get different looks here. But a lot of the problems that we will be doing are word problems, and they're very specifically worded. So we will need to use some parts of the textbook here. So it's like saying saying number 30. Let's say we're doing a section here. I'm doing number 36 or whatever. Okay, then you'll know exactly what I'm referring to since you'll have the electronic text right in front of you. Again, once you sign up for my math lab there. All right. Word problems. And no, it had to come to that. All right, gotta do the critical thinking stuff. All right, but we'll guide you through those, one step at a time. All right, very, very important. Now, one of the other things that I did in my last class here, and I'm going to show you it right now, is we have homework here. It's okay if you suck at word problems. That's fine. We're going to go through those slowly. We're going to make sure we understand them and know what we need to do. So, at first, the word problems suck, but once you understand how to interpret them and calculate with them afterwards, then it should be easier. I like doing things like, for me, the way I learn math is learning things like step by step. So I like to put out steps here in terms of getting to know how to do certain problems. So write things out step by step. It makes things significantly easier so it's not kind of all over the place. So if you want to find the homework here, we can click on homework, and there you can see a list of the homework here. All right, all the sections. All right, and that will be in order. All right, from section 1.1 all the way out to the last section, which is chapter 4. So chapter 4 is going to be at the end because of the relevant material in chapter 10. So they kind of go together. All right. In any case, so how does it work here in terms of the homework? Now, if you've never used MyMathLab before, that's perfectly fine. Now, the way it's going to work here in this class is that you are going to get you're going to get quote unquote unlimited chances for every problem in MyMathLab. So I'll go ahead and click on a question. Question I used last class, but same thing. All right. Go ahead and click on a question. Now, in this case here, let's say let's say I guess an answer. Now for multiple choice answers, you get 2 tries. For numerical type answers, you get 3 tries per problem. But you can keep guessing here. Let's say I try this one. Okay, it tells me I'm wrong. Is the homework due until the test? Yes, just like last time, Planet. Nothing changed. Yes, you can work ahead if you want to. Yes, all the homework is open. So every single assignment is currently open right now as we speak. I opened up the assignment from today all the way out to May at this current moment, and I'll change those due dates once the test gets closer and closer. But again, yeah, you can work ahead if you feel like it. Absolutely, work ahead at your pace if you'd like to, or if you want to work with the pace of the class, that's perfectly fine too. So I try and give as much flexibility as possible when it comes to the homework assignments. I know that's very important. So let's say it gives you like it says, okay, I got it wrong, and then let's say it gives you it'll say final check. Once you guess 2 times for multiple choice or 3 times with a number problem. All right, and let's say I guess the same. Let's say I guess it wrong again. Now, it'll give me the correct answer here, and it'll tell me my answer. But what you can do is you can hit the button called similar question that you see here on the screen. Now, if you hit the button called similar question, all right, it will just give you a different problem, and it'll give you a different problem with different numbers, for example, and it'll give you like a different like multiple choice ordering, or again, it'll be a different answer. But still, you'll get 3 tries on that. So you'll get 3 tries on that or whatever, and then you'll go ahead and get that answer. Go ahead and keep trying until you get that answer. So number 1 was D. That was the answer to the first one there, right? But it changes up the order of the actual it changes up this part and maybe the 4 choices down here, and then you get say another 2 tries with this question or another 3 tries with a numerical type of problem. All right. So, and by the way, just to let you know, because I got this question in the last class, but just to clarify here, if you get it right, okay, so let's say you get it right here, and let's say, um, when's my next options trading stream? Oh, yeah, maybe I gotta do that soon eventually. So I gotta do that soon. I mean, that's kind of true. Okay, so Um, yeah, I also trade options on the side, guys. Um, so let's say I got it right. I can hit next question. All right, and it'll go to the next question. But let me go to the previous question here. Now, so I got it correct. Now, see, you can practice with it again. You can hit similar question if you like. Now, one of the things I do want to point out is let's say you get the question right, but want to be sure that you save your results. So be sure to save your results here. Now, where to find the save button is the save button would be right here on the upper right hand corner. Be sure to save often, okay? Because you will lose your progress if you do not hit the save button. And that means that anything that's not locked in, you'll have to redo it all over again. All right? That's something we don't want. We hit save and it'll save our progress here, no problem. Now, one other thing that I got asked in the last class is what happens to credit? You get full credit for the problem that you get correct. So even if it takes you many, many tries, you will still get full credit for that problem regardless. Okay, I'm not the type of guy who's going to like cut you down by a half because you got it wrong or whatever. No, that's not how we're doing this in this class. All right, I want to keep things as less of pressure as possible, so it's not, you'll get full credit for that problem that you get correct, and that's it. Okay, simple as that. All right, so that's about homework right there, and I'll be posting tests in here as well once we get to that point. I haven't quite made up the test yet, but well, when we get closer to that, we'll be talking more about that as time goes along. Okay, now one other thing that I mentioned here in the first class that I do need to mention in this class as well is regarding percentages. Now, if you've used my math lab before, what I'm going to say may not be new to you, but one of the things that's important here is that is the percentage that you have in terms of class average or whatever, okay, for the course. Now, or not class average, your personal average. Okay, so let's say you do the first assignment and you do the whole thing correct and you got 100% on that first assignment. The issue with my math lab is this: the way it calculates your percentage on your homework is it'll say 100% on your screen. The problem is that my math lab only calculates that based on assignments that you actually have started. So basically what this means is if I finish the first section and I got 100% on that particular section, well, it'll show 100% on your screen. But since you haven't started any of the assignments, that 100% is not actually true. The amount of points that you get overall for your homework is only related to the ones that you actually have opened and started. So if you open up every homework, and hit save, and you open up then every homework assignment, then that'll show you your actual percentage progress of your actual homework grade. So my math lab is really weird about that calculation. I'm not sure why it does things like that, but I want to point that out to you because some people got confused in the past regarding that. So if I point that out now, then at least there'll be realistic expectations, at least for your homework progress up to that point. So if you open up every assignment, then it should be easier for you to kind of get along. Okay. For you to see your progress. All right. Now, let's see here. What do I need to point out here? Right. All right. A couple other notes here that I do need to point out. First, I need to talk about the calculator. Now, Aiken says the Hydra. Okay. Thank you, Aiken. All right. Let's talk about the calculator. Okay, so the calculator you'll need for this course is you absolutely need the TI-83 or 84 kind of calculator. So, well, maybe not absolutely need, but you need a calculator that looks like the 83 or 84, or works like the 83 or 84. All right, so if you want to use an online emulating graphing calculator that's similar to what I'm going to show, then you can go ahead and use that. All right, if you have a TI Inspire, I don't know how to use the Inspire. Yeah, I'm not sure how to use the Inspire there, Aiken. So the button presses and whatnot, you're kind of on your own regarding that. The 83 and 84 is what's going to be at least what you're going to need. Some of the functions on that calculator are definitely going to be very important for you to have. Now, what I have here, if you have an off-brand version, will that work? Yes, that should work just fine. If you have like a Casio, or if you have the Wabbit Emu, emulator or something that works similar to that, or whatever, okay, the 8384, then that should be just fine. Again, it'll be up to you to figure out the button presses about how it works on your respective calculator, but at least the general idea should be the same, okay, based on what I will show on the screen. Now, in relation to what I'll show on the screen here is I have a calculator app here. I got the Smart View here. I'll have to pay for this license eventually, so I just have the free trial version, but that shouldn't be a problem. College will comp me for it. So, in any case, here you can see that we have again, this is exactly what you would see actually in a person-to-person class on like a projector. Only now it's my monitor. Look at that. All right. So, works faster too. So we can hit the stat key. Again, we can do stuff here on the calculator. You see the button presses. All right, everything like that. Okay, so we can graph stuff there. It's good. All right, simple stuff. All right, so we're going to be working with this calculator pretty extensively throughout the course when we're working with certain problems for sure. So, we're going to go over that stuff carefully. So, again, just be a little bit, you can follow along here with the calculator stuff. Again, 8384 is what I'm going to be working with and what I'm going to be showing you online. All right, so just to let you know about that. Yeah, so Planet, that is a little bit different. So in this particular case, my MATLAB does not use the Lockdown browser, unlike Alex. So yeah, there's no Lockdown browser for it. So yeah, that's a different, it's a different story for my MATLAB compared to. Can we rent calculators? You might be able to. I don't know about that. That's something that you may need to email the college about, because or email your advisor about, or something like that. I haven't heard anything about renting calculators for the online courses. That's the only issue that I have, to be perfectly honest with you, JD. I haven't heard anything in regards to that because everything's online. Um, uh, when we did face to face stuff, yeah, you could have rented calculators. I don't know if that's a thing still, though. That's the only thing I'm not sure about, to be perfectly honest. So if it's still a thing, then yeah, of course, go ahead and rent one for the semester. Hey, no problem. If that's not a thing because of the pandemic situation, then see if you can borrow it from a friend or use a or there are online emulators as well. So if you can find an online emulator, uh, like a popular one is Wabbit Emu is a popular online emulator. So yeah, that happens to be a very popular online emulator. So you could plop that on a phone or your PC or something like that. It doesn't follow exactly an 8384, but it does. I think they say it does almost just the same. So you can from the ECC library? Okay. That's the first time I've heard of that because nobody actually told me. So if it's from the ECC library, great. Then you can go ahead and rent a calculator from there. Oh, that'd be good. So yeah, if it's an online emulator, if it's the actual calculator, rentable, whatever, just try and get your hands on one so that way you can be interactive with me as I'm going through the problems there. Okay, I want to be able to help you as much as possible. So now, one other thing that I do have to acknowledge here is that some of you have different calculators. Okay, in terms of not just, of course, the type, but sometimes even the software. So, like my personal calculator that I have is I have this calculator here. This is an 84 plus, but this calculator is pretty old. This calculator is like way over 10 years old. Okay, so it still works. All right, but the one thing about the TIs is that they have different software for different generations of their 83 and 84s. So if you have the newer generation of software, which is like you just bought your calculator recently or got it recently, you know, then you're going to have like similar type of layout like you see here on the screen, like you see here on my screen. However, if you have the older style calculator, I will be pointing out the formatting with the older style calculators as well, for like calculators like mine that are over 10 years old, because some people have secondhand calculators, which I perfectly totally understand, and you need to know some of the formatting in order to enter in the numbers incorrectly for what you want to find. So we're going to talk about that. Once we arrive at that topic, we're going to talk about that extensively. So once we discuss about that, I'll be pointing out how you would do it kind of the old school way and how you would do it using, of course, the software that you see here on the screen. Okay, so just pointing that out there. It's all good in the neighborhood. All right, now, uh, yes, 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 I know. All right, next is going to be the D2L stuff. So let's talk about D2L and whatnot. All right, so we do have a discussion board here. All right, so if you want to introduce yourself via the discussion board, feel free to do so. You can also ask questions on the discussion board here. Again, I'll respond within 24 hours, but I find a lot of people find it to be easier to actually just email me outright. So if you want to email me rather than use the discussion board because I answer quicker, then go ahead and use that. That's fine. Or if you want to talk about anything else, you can put on that. Now, One of the other things is I do have an assignment here on D2L. All right, I do have one assignment here, and that is in relation to the syllabus, basically acknowledging the syllabus and signing up for my math lab. So once you have that, just put it in a Word document, upload the Word document saying, "Hey, I read the syllabus, and I signed up for my math lab." And I'll be like, "Okay, great." And this is a place where you can get free points. Okay, so this is basically free points right off the bat. You sign up saying I acknowledge the syllabus. You tell me about my math lab saying I signed up for my math lab. Welcome to Free Point Land. There you go. So I put some points associated with that. And there you are. It's not too hard. Trust me on that. The grades will be updated here through my math lab, through D2L, sorry. So you'll be able to see your grades. I have a grade book here that you can look through. Now, the most important thing here that on D2L is going to be underneath content. Now you can get access to the syllabus here through content, the content tab, and you can see the syllabus right here. You can also get my math lab information. This Word document here is linked to our course ID. Okay, and let's see here. Uh, the most important part here that you're going to have is these handouts. So let's take a look at the handouts here. Now these handouts are basically guided notes that were, semi-guided notes here that will be have questions on there that we'll be talking about here throughout the course of the lecture. So for example here, let's go to a handout right now. So this is what the handout looks like. So this is for like sections 1.1 to 1.3. It says again, here are the questions. These are the most important questions that I feel that we're going to be talking about here through these 3 sections. Okay, and so like I said, some of these sections are very short, so that's why we could go through like say 3 sections in a day or whatever. They're not very big in terms of material, but um, yeah, these are the common questions. So if you want to like take these handouts and print them out, or again have a notebook and write out these questions and then kind of fill in the blanks, that's exactly what I have these there for. And that I'm going to be going through every single one of these questions. Okay. Now, if I do skip a question for whatever reason, I will tell you I'm skipping this question. And if we don't cover certain sections or certain questions, I will guarantee you right now, from the first day of class, they will never be reflected on a test. That is how it is going to be. Anything that's going to be on a test will be anything that's covered on a test is exactly what we've covered here. So if I skip a question, that will never be reflected on a test. If I ask if we don't do a section, that will never be reflected on a test. It'll be no surprises coming out of nowhere. You know, it'll be it'll be exactly as it stands. Now, one other question I get regarding the handout is this last part right here. This last part says do problems and stuff. These problems are strictly optional problems, okay? These are not mandatory problems. The only problems that you should be focusing on for actual points should be the ones on my math lab. Those are the only things that are worth points. If you want to try these problems out in the textbook as supplemental problems to give yourself extra practice, you can go ahead and do so. That's why they're there on the handout. But do you have to? The answer is no, absolutely not. They are optional in nature only. All right, so they are not mandatory in any way. You don't need to do those. Simple, simple, simple. I try to keep it as easy as possible. All right, so basically all the lectures will revolve around these handouts, and we'll take a look at some examples here, and then we'll do it together and we'll fill in the blanks. It's really, honestly speaking, I've tried to make this as try to make the process as easy as possible. Okay, I promise you that. I promise you that. I promise you that. All right. Um, are there any questions that you guys have? Any questions any questions you guys have? Feel free to ask me any questions if you guys about the pacing course or anything like that, syllabus, whatever. Guys, feel free if you have concerns or whatnot. Absolutely, see if I can clear those up. How do I feel? How do I feel about getting ahead? I have no feelings at all. You can move ahead if you feel like it, Dave. I'm not. It's up to you. It's your pace. So I'm not going to tell you you should or shouldn't. I want you to go at what you feel comfortable with. So just know that I won't be posting the test until later. So um, that I guess that's one thing to keep in mind. But I'm not going to tell you, yeah, you should only do what I cover. That doesn't make any sense. But will be able to use any notes for the test. For the tests, no. You should know how to do that stuff. So cheat sheet, maybe. I think a cheat sheet would be okay. Kind of, sorta cheat sheet. You know what? I have to think about that, Naomi. Probably, actually, now that I kind of think about it, yeah, I suppose so. But again, it's up to you. Maybe it just I limit the amount of chances on a test, obviously. But yeah, it's kind of up to you about how you do that. So all the assignments are on my math lab. Yes, every single assignment is on my math lab, and every single assignment at this moment in time is open, JD. Okay. Really, in reality, you just use notes on the test. I don't think that's fine. Now that I didn't think about it again, think about it like, yeah, yeah, I gotta stop being dumb. Uh, Ashley, thank you for the follow. Um, all right. Does anybody else have any more questions? You know, feel free to ask. It's fine. Any question is a good question for me. It's all good. You guys learned a lot about me already. We're already day one. Oh, yes, right. Sorry, Planet. I do have to do something to. All right. So, Planet, I'm just gonna make Planets. You are now a moderator. So, there you go. If you see anybody, not any students, but anybody who's speaking bad, very nasty gram words that I can't moderate to, and you can go ahead and proceed to ban them. So, not students though, but only people who absolutely 100% deserve. Um, none of these people in this chat though. You all been awesome, so I can't really argue there. But somebody just in case. Thank you. All right. Don't worry, JD. You're never gonna get banned. Okay. No student is going to get banned in the chat. Okay, I promise you that. Uh, I like you, JD. You're good people. Um, okay. Wow, I hope you guys had a really good first class. So let me go ahead and point out here that again, right after this class is office hours. Again, if you want me to talk to you about office hours and whatnot, just feel free to tell me, right after I'm done with like my material for the day. Say, hey, I need you to answer some questions. I'll be more than happy to stick around. Or again, send me an email saying, you know what, I need to see you in office hours on, on Wednesday or Monday or whatever. And I'll be like, hey, okay, let's talk and let's get things cleared up. Feel free to let me know. Okay, it's not something against you. Trust me on that. Um, let's see. Trying to think here. Right. So on Monday, pardon me, next class, we are going to go over chapter 1. So we're going to do sections 1 to 1 6 on Monday. I know that seems like a lot, but really most of chapter 1 here. Wait, I answered no about being an adult. What makes you think it was a good idea? What makes you think that you didn't grow last semester, Planet? I knew you grew into an adult last semester. That's why I didn't trust your answer. Uh, all right. You made the status even if you said no. So yeah, I'll be doing chapter 1 here. Most of chapter 1 is just definitions, so we won't be doing actual numerical stuff until we hit chapter 2. So we'll see how far we get with chapter 1 here. We'll get going here. JD, you're looking sus if you just say that. Are you sure about that? You're not Are you crew? Did you do your admin task? Okay? Cuz I did wires, all right? Just saying. All right? You're barely 19. It doesn't matter how old you are. It matters how you act. That's what it comes down to. Age means nothing. Yeah, age means nothing. So it all comes down to attitude. So it's not a big responsibility being moderator in this chat. You just have to, just in case if I can't get to somebody to ban somebody, then that's okay. Sus planet indeed. Um, what time does this class go until? Well, technically this class went up until 1:45, but ran a little overtime since we this is doing a lot of extracurricular stuff. I apologize though, Dave. Purple sus. On my screen, on my screen, your name's also purple, JD. All of you are sus. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. It's all good. I apologize. Yeah. It's cool. You can head out. Absolutely, 100%. I don't mean to keep you. This probably won't happen at very often at all. But yeah, apologies for sticking around extra time here. Well, anyway, I want to thank you all here. Let me go back here just a second. There we go. I want to thank you all for coming out here to the stream once again today. All right, thank you again. You guys have make this really, really awesome. You guys make these streams awesome. That's why I teach. I teach for the fun. I teach for the love. And I love all of you for coming out to this first stream here today. I hope to see you all for the next live stream here on Monday for this class, Math 102 at 12:30. All right, everyone, have yourself a very wonderful day. Have yourself a wonderful weekend. All right? Please take care of yourselves. Stay safe, stay healthy, and most importantly, everybody, stay sane. All right? Take care, everyone, and we will see you next week. All right. Have a great one, everybody. See ya.
Didn't like me either for a bit. I learned that from you. Clothes that you gave me didn't fit. The life didn't too. Mirrors were my best friend, 'cause they told me the truth. Oh, and I just wouldn't do. Know that you always meant well, but it felt like a slap in the face. Maybe you'll finally get it someday. Believe me, I had different expectations too. So sure that I would end up just like you.